We live, baby.
Let's go. Love it. Nice and clean. Yo, shout out to everybody jumping in the chat. Nightbot over there. Almost got the first one. I think our first official comment. You got Garfield Lasagna with AO. Got the first comment out there. I love it.
Love that Garfield Lasagna.
Dude, always shows up. He's a builder in the bear. That's for sure. He's a lavish bear, if I'd say so myself.
Resin, yeah, come on. We're docking your pay for that.
Yo, Rez, you're late this week? Come on, bro. Only I could be late.
Right? Yeah, TJ pulled a sneak attack on us last week. Just randomly shows up, like doesn't say he's gonna be late or anything. Like, and then like I'm like, all right, we're gonna roll with it. And then he just snuck in like literally within the first minute.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get there on time, but it didn't work out too well.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome everybody, Freedom 35ers,
yes,
F35 Live, our weekly Monday night live stream. We're here every Monday from 9 p.m. Eastern to at least 11 p.m. Eastern. And shout out to everybody who's showing up in the bear. If you're bullish in the bear, what Twitter space that was last night or yesterday afternoon, or depending on where you're at.
Oh, that was yesterday.
What are you saying, Tom? You just trailed up. You went like, hey.
That feels like it was 3 days ago.
It does, right?
My mic went off there for a second there.
Oh, I thought you both were rugging on me right there.
No, I told you to do a bear growl because you said in a bear market.
You got to finish that off with like we're in the bear market and then do like a tiger.
That's what I wanted you to do. Do a bear growl with it. Or
no, not bear though. Just completely wrong animal.
Bear market. Do bears? Do they growl or they roar?
Oh, they growl.
They growl.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not. They snarl.
Yeah. We'll give you your best shot.
No. You know what I will do? Shout out to everybody over in chat. Shout out to our early chat goers over there. You got Mangy Business early with the Derp going on. Moose Slayer, Rena Red, who said she's missing out, but she's over here supporting before the stream. You got Justin over there. Let's get Kraken. Of course, we've already shouted out Garfield Lasagna. Rez, our F35 mod. Shout out to you. Berto from Proxies. You've got Arrow Art, always here every Monday. Eddie Z, Triple Threat, Meek Vision, Boss Cat, Rocket, number 1150. Curly Knox, Shark Dive. What is going on, everybody, this Monday night?
What's up, Tony? Tony stuck in there after your shout out, son.
He did. Yeah, sorry, Tony. We got some late shout out over there. But big shout out to everybody who shows up on these Monday nights. It makes it, this is what makes it fun for us. And especially even when times are, we're seeing a lot of red right now, especially even on the live stream, just even circling this little box right now. It's just to charge it down. Stuff's looking a little bearish in our case, but dude, that space, like we were talking about yesterday, was a good little refresher. I feel like that the Cardano space, just kind of maybe like a reminder of like the people who are still here building, and it's not all doom and gloom like Twitter makes it seem sometimes.
I didn't get to listen to
that. PJ, that's what I was about to ask.
I was gonna say I didn't listen to it live, but I listened to a good chunk of it afterwards, and it was very uplifting to hear everyone's kind of positive message about the space. So it was encouraging to hear projects and creators kind of speak in a positive light about the space and what we have going on, even though we are in a bear market. So it was cool to hear everybody's take on that.
100%. And it was just a good reminder of like, hey, there's a lot of people who have been here from the start that are still here building. I really love Jub's speech too. Jub had a good one for everybody out there just to kind of like reinvigorate and just like, hey, there's a lot of people here who are still building, who are still grinding, who believe in this vision long term, and that it doesn't necessarily need to be this day in, day out grind of just like endlessness of like trying to engage. And you can take your breaks, you can take your time, you can take your mental health breaks, all that fun stuff. But it's important to remember why you're here.
I felt bad for Jub. Jub had to follow a pretty strong duo, but he did pretty
well. Shout out to Eddie Z. Yes, I did. This was a purchase. This space what you guys do see in the background, that is a recent purchase of mine. Building in the bear is the theme this week.
Are you able to go back and forth with the old one and the new one, or no?
I believe there's a way to do it. I just don't know how. I honestly haven't gotten into any of that yet. So I'm new into the Spacebudz community. I haven't even put a tweet out about it yet, just because I just forgot to be honest with you. So I need to put that out.
Dude, you're the tweeter. You need to be on that.
I'm the tweeter. Account. Yeah. No, I did buy a Spacebud. I actually got a really good deal on that frog too. It was just under 3K, which was pretty good steal. In my opinion, I got it off the actual Spacebudz website too. So it wasn't even on the JPEG store. Yeah. So it was good. And it kind of really, what really set me off was kind of this, I always read, I always interested when Alessandro tweets about what's going on inside the space. And he put a nice little tweet out over here 2 days ago. And that really kind of got me thinking and kind of just adjusting like your perspective of what utility is and what a project and like what an NFT project can be or a collectible could be. And bring that up over here. Just
LF Boom. What's up, Timmy?
Yo, what is going on? Loki, Timmy, E-Rock. Shout out to everybody hanging out over here. But yeah, this tweet over here really kind of got me thinking a little bit. Let me see if I can blow it up. There we go. I look a little bit better.
Look at Tommy with the key commands now, Tom. Look at that. He's learning.
Hey, do that really well.
Did you use your controller on that, or use your mouse keyboard for real?
Let me just put it. No, just kidding.
Way to go, Tommy. Good job.
But no, man. So this is a long post, and it's a good read if you guys haven't seen it. I will actually link it over in chat, just so if anybody wants to take a little gander at it while we go through this. But it was a good reminder too. It's that how like this project, at least Spacebudz, obviously we all know it as the first 10K collection inside of Cardano. It minted at the very, very start of Cardano NFTs. Alessandro is famous for the creator of the co-founder of Spacebudz and also the creator of Nami Wallet. So a huge like pioneer inside the Cardano space, especially inside the Cardano NFT space. And, everybody, the main goal, I think a lot of people when they first got in, at least definitely when we did, was to get a Spacebudz. Like that was one of the top like NFT goals, I think, of a lot of people inside Cardano. And then the whole controversy happened last year with the stolen artwork, the trace artwork, the artists that they had hired out, found out that some of the stuff was stolen. They went ahead and did the art rework, and we're finally here with the wormhole, which we talked about, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So the artwork has been able to be ported to the version 2, and the prices just in general all over throughout anywhere as really, everything's down.
I saw Clay is at 1900 floor this weekend.
Dude, crazy.
Wow, crazy to me.
Everything's on sale right now. It is. It's a tough realization though of like, this is where you're really starting to feel like when we said like the bear market was here, like you're really starting to feel, I think a lot of people are finally starting to feel what that means. But referencing back to this tweet though, he basically was saying that this Spacebudz, the project, is not about him. And it's something bigger than him. And it's basically an idea, an ideology, or whatever you want to call it. I think they want people to feel like they own something special and that they're in control of it. And that is only possible to create something timeless when there is no central force making radical changes to the project, creating unnecessary hype and extra expectations, which can ultimately lead to a bigger and bigger disconnect between the founders and community. He basically was saying that everybody can have the freedom to envision their own Spacebudz in a way that brings their own unique imagination to the concept. And one of the things that really like stood out to me inside of this, besides
what was that, Tom?
Navi, I had it like in my peripheral, like looking, I'm like 909 is about to hit, just you got to get past this sentence, and then Navi came out of nowhere. But yes, one of the things that really stood out to me is saying that the point I want to make here is that these kind of things can be done by anyone in the community. Back that up. He goes, imagine this as an example. I get back to developing Nami and grow it into a huge wallet again. To make this sustainable, some money needs to be made. Example, charging extra fees when interacting with an integrated DEX and Nami. These kind of features could be free for Spacebudz owners, turning Spacebudz into some premium membership. Does it alter the core of the project? No, but because Nami has nothing to do with Spacebudz, but does it create extra utility for Spacebudz? Yes, of course. And that goes beyond that because Nami is beneficial to the entire Cardano community. The utility here is real and not just something to drive up the price. The point I want to make is that all kind of things can be done by anyone in the community. Innovate, create dApps, wallets, tools, lore, special content, build a game, etc. that can give some kind of benefit to Spacebudz to show appreciation and your belief in the project. What you get in return is a whole community marketing, promoting your project as long as the idea is good, of course. You're taking Spacebudz on your own journey with the potential to drive adoption to Cardano. That's the whole point.
I mean, I agree because in a sense of what he's saying, that back in the day, that's what it was as far as like when we minted NFT project, it was for something to feel proud of and to flex and to be able to flip eventually, like the Bored Ape, because Bored Ape had no utility back then. Nothing had utility when the projects were coming out, when even Spacebudz was going on. It really was just a flex, a PFP, something to be proud of. So I think obviously we've steered away from that. Even us three have. We're looking for utility now in projects because people have a different mindset of going into projects nowadays. I
think it changes your perspective a little bit, or maybe like brings you back to the core of like what what drives value inside of NFTs and why were NFTs so special in the first place, outside of the initial just like, hey, 100x or 50x on this brand new like little thing that you just grab and then you sell. And it's equivalent to basically almost like a meme coin, a shit coin. You're seeing the Pepe coin right now that's going nuts. And you know, in a few weeks from now, that thing's going to be, you know, oh, that was a fun little time. It was a little blip that made a bunch of people money and left a lot of people holding back. And that's just the reality of it. And I think where he's kind of going with this is that if you are building some sort of project, some sort of foundation, that instead of being the unnecessarily hyping up something that gets the value just to drive up the price, focus on what the core of the project is and what kind of value you can bring to it. Because in turn, that will bring long-standing value to that, not only for the project, but also to the Cardano community, which is I think is a good way to kind of look at it if we want to survive where we're at right now inside this market.
Curly makes a good point. Unless you hold the bags, then yes. You know, if you're the one buying at the top and you're holding it, and then it goes all the way down, and you're like, oh, I got all these NFTs that are worth nothing.
I think there's quite a bit of us here that probably can feel that same sentiment of like, man, I got a lot of stuff sitting in this wallet right now.
Yes.
Well, one that we just were talking about in Discord is how many ADA knots. You know what I mean? You have to sell out at a price that was much lower than if we would have caught that all-time high. I mean, not even me and TJ was talking about. I think the highest price they saw was when they were unrevealed, and just how much the hype drove that project, and then that chance of people like, yeah, but I mean, this could be a 101. Of course I have to buy it right now. It's taken off. What if I get the 101 early and I don't even know? Like, and people were buying the hell out of them. Yeah. And now, you know, the floor's 15.
And that's the harsh reality of that stuff, is there was a time and a place where that hype and that, you know, that ambition, that rare, that whatever you want to call it, was keeping you in it and keeping you from taking that profit of potentially, hey, you made some decent money off your basic return. Instead of taking and realizing that, you decided to hold on to it because you believe there's a better opportunity down the line. And here you are today where, but you look back, I'm like, yeah, I probably should have got rid of that.
And it's, I think they call it the hot hand fallacy, where it's like, you know, in basketball, if someone makes like, you know, if you make a couple 3-pointers in a row, it's like, oh, well, that guy's not missing, just give him the ball. And it's like, no, he's going to miss. And it's like, things don't stay hot forever.
Yep.
Some of these projects you get into, and you're like, I'm good to go. Like, why would I sell right now? This thing's just going to keep going to the top. And it's like, no, eventually it's going to have its lulls. It's going to have its down periods.
Yeah.
And if you were unfortunate enough to buy at the peak of the hype because you just didn't want to miss out on it doubling from that, sometimes you get stuck and you're sitting there holding something that you paid 1,000 ADA for that's now selling at a floor of 100.
It's one of those things too, you can kind of go back to, like, profit is profit. So if you're already planning on selling anyway, just sell at a price that you're comfortable with. And obviously try not to hold the bag if you can help that, but profit is profit, whether it be you made 10 ADA or you made 1,000 ADA. Profit is profit at the end of the day. And Curly Knox, yeah, Stake went to the moon, baby. Let's go. Just kidding. NFA.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Right here. This is a great comment. Peter over here. Beat boys and fluffies.
Yeah, he's an OG for the stream. He's calling
OG for the stream. You, and that's a harsh lesson. The fluffies wasn't really the case. I took a gambling mentality on fluffies just to see, and they actually got so hit by the culture that they were just like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. And they, you know, that rugged, and everybody was just like, all right, that is what it is. And then they moved on from it. And a lot of people got hurt from the expectations with that. And maybe the founders said, whatever, they took that money and were gone. And then Beat Boys is now BB, which is still wildly enough, they just finished their registration. They just tweeted randomly. They still just finished the registration period for whatever Ginza 7 is. The fact that my problem with that is like, dude, you guys can't just, like, even if you built this great thing and whatever you came out with is the coolest thing out here, it doesn't, like, you can't do that in this market.
Finally, there's
gonna be nobody to come back to. There's gonna be nobody to come back to.
Rebranded so many times, changed so many directions so many times. I have no idea who it is anymore beyond that.
Free pizza too.
Hey, dude, honestly though, they did drop a good mixtape track. I still listen to it to this day every now and then on YouTube. So if anything, that was my utility from that project. It just brings you back to that summer when
whatever you got to do to sleep at night. You got it, man. Whatever.
I could have sold it all, but it didn't. And unfortunately, I got a bunch of little BBs just hanging out in the wallets with my fluffies, and I think I have a few fluffies now.
It's something though I've never really seen a project creator even kind of come forward and address, where it's like they're also in this to make money. You know, they're not just like, oh, this is just like so much fun for me, putting in countless hours and working through coding and with like multiple people on a team. I'm just doing this because it's like a blast to do on top of my normal 40-hour-a-week job. Like they're also there to make money. And we just don't see that kind of like motivation talked about a lot, where there's money that's motivating all sides of this. Even when we see projects that get rugged and we see the community rise up and take over, sure, I'm not taking away from the fact that they enjoy their community, enjoy the time they spent, the people they've met. But there's also that side where it's like, oh, I have 40 of these. Of course, I'm going to like try and revive this project. I don't want these 40 to be worth nothing. Let's see if we can like, come together, guys, and we can pump this up again. To the point where we've even seen some people get rugged on the secondary side of like, you know, like the community version of the project that gets enough hype where people are like, maybe I'll buy back in. The floor is only 20, but then it's worth nothing.
Shout out to Loco Nuts out there. The double rug or experiment rug. I agree with that.
Even Hosky's made a bunch of money, so much money.
Everybody, at least Hosky's still here doing their thing, you know.
I'm just saying though, the joke is like, oh, they're not even worth anything. It's just a big meme, but it's like, no, they've made shit tons of money.
And lucky, look, at least they're still here. That is a good thing, right? But yeah, I agree with this. I'm buying 2 off the floor versus minting nowadays, and honestly, that's a better strategy at this point. If you want to get into the project, why would you spend higher unless you go for that gambler's mentality? Like, hey, I can hit the rare, the 101. But if you just want to get into a project, statistically, it's better right now to just wait for a few weeks after the mint and get in if you want to, because you know there's been very rare amount of projects right now that have held the floor above the mint price, and I think the only one recently out of all the mints has been Goofy Gophers that is held above their floor that I can remember.
I think Her Monsters is too though.
Her Monsters, are they still above 185? I know they were trending close to it.
I believe so. Let me double check.
They were trending close to it. Yeah, they're above their floor too. Yeah, shout out to Her Monsters. So
Her Monster and Goofy Gophers, and also Club Mars above their floor.
That's true. They changed the mint mechanic and they did their thing. But yeah, you can see just like the mentality of where the space is though right now. Like a lot of people are they're not even minting out collections anymore. Like look at where the Kraken, like there's a dedicated community to them. They're a little over halfway minted out. I don't know if they ended up closing off the mint. I think they're supposed to close off the mint, and then the only people who could mint anymore would be the whitelist people who had the assets and things like that. So even with this,
me too. I mean, it's not one that I actually got into. I like them. Love pirates and really like the graphics and stuff as it came out with. It's one that we're talking about exactly this. My plan was to pick one I liked off the secondary.
I mean, that statistically is the better move right now if you wanted to get into the project, and that's the problem with the catch-22.
That's for most projects though. I would go to.
I was gonna say you can't start bringing large statistics into it because that's the same way. You know, a lot of these projects, if you actually probably broke down the math, most of the time the best time to sell is that post-mint initial hype. But we all hold on to them because we're waiting for that second push, that ape society, that clanation, where they get to that like real big number. But for the majority of projects, that's never going to happen. We don't have that kind of money in our community to get all these projects that high, unless some of these other projects start dropping and selling. So someone's got to be losing on this end for other projects kind of succeed. And that's just where it's kind of at.
Well, the other point to this too is the time of the mints, right? Like with the other projects that have minted out, the market sentiment was in a completely different spot to where this is right now, where a lot of people like are looking at like, why would I even mint right now? Because I just know it's not going to do what I want it to do. So there's no point in me going ahead and do that because it's not going to get that 2x after mint post hype. I think the last big one we really saw was probably Alley Cats, I'd say. I mean, actually Her Monsters did pretty well after they hit their secondary. But and even Gophers did their run too. But it's few and far between on these days. Unless you got a really established community, you did a lot of legwork on the forefront, or you've got some like real world, like some sort of value add to the project outside of just being like an art or like a storytelling kind of deal. Because people are looking for a return, especially in this market, because a lot of people are down bad. It's a tough place to be at right now. And I know I think that one of the best things that I found myself not having to do anymore is minting a lot like I used to. I mean, outside of like old money, which that's just a DJ.
I was gonna say, why you minted last week, probably even this morning.
No, I haven't minted it. I'm waiting for the discount run. I'm starting to feel it now in my wallet over there. But
you're not planning on selling those anytime soon.
No, I had no intention to. Yeah. So I wanted to collect. That was my own personal choice. But yeah, outside of that, I'm not really doing anything just because it's no reason to yet. And if anything, I'm accumulating stuff that's down right now. Like I just picked up 4 more 10K Narus. They were under 400 ADA. They just dropped the card pack announcements or just teaser again. And I'm like, that to me is I like the project first off, but like there's a potential move even if you know I want to, because it gets me a whitelist into the next phase.
I like this comment. Demand more than lore.
I agree. I mean, the problem is there's a time and a place for lore, and I think that there's a lot of great projects that do it right. The
lore's
thing
fantastic. That's why he said the keyword there is demand more than. You need that extra step. You need the lore to build the foundation. It's fun. It's that extra little flair to kind of get you involved. It's the book that comes with the game back in the day that you'd read on the way home in the car before you got to install and play it. But you know, when you still need that utility on top, and especially when they start doing things like, "What's our lore?" Could be you, community
We're
driven.
letting the community decide.
Buy in. If you're the one that holds the most, we'll name one after you. We'll name, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, well, no, I'm buying your project. I'm giving you money to develop something. Don't ask me then what to do with it afterwards. You should have a plan. You should have.
Tom is part of the lore.
It's not October 2021. You need to have some sort of plan here. This whole like community story thing just. It hasn't worked in the past. It hasn't been successful. It's not something that keeps people engaged enough. You can have it be a part of the project, but if that is the project as a community driven story, it's just shown to not be successful. People move on, people forget, people get disinterested, move on to the next project, and they're in their other discords. It's not something they're going to keep up with on every day.
No,
I think the lore is a value add, but it's not the main foundation. It can't be.
I mean, it may be for some people, because then it kind of goes back to like, what are you going into a project? Why are you minting this project? Like, if you just want lore, okay, there's a few projects that just have lore, but for the majority, everyone wants a little bit more.
I think if there's a good thing I saw on Twitter about that too, is that if with the quicker, a lot of times the founders realize that the majority of the people inside this space are not, you know, when you're doing great, they're all there supporting out, you know, the lore, the community, the family aspect, all this stuff. But the second that things are in the opposite, on the other side of that, they need to get hit with that harsh reality of that. But people aren't excited for what most of the time what you're building. What they're excited for is that there's a value add and there's potential for them to make some money off of what you guys are building. And there's like the harsh truth reality, especially in the market we are in. And I know the whole narrative, you know, the whole thing that where everybody's trying to push for is like, what can you build that is going to make people come and want to stay? Not the opposite of like, hey, I mean, if you take something like like we looked at NFT NYC, and you look at something like DGods or Utes, like they've cultivated a culture inside of there that the floor price is obviously through the roof, so people are happy in that sense. But they've cultivated a culture within that community to that has got the people that have come together that are rallying around that brand that has basically been established, and they found a unique way to market and get people interested and keep the engagement up into a place where it's made the project very successful. And they've gone through their own bit of FUD and things when they had to do the art rework and things like that. And it's been obviously they're at the top of the totem pole right now, so it's hard to compare those to a lot of different projects. But you know, if you can find that balance somewhere in between there where you can really keep the excitement, but it's really just cultivating a culture inside of the brand that you're building. Like you're buying into that company, that brand that a lot of people are building.
I did see that JPG, the Ninja Silken one. That was pretty dope to see. I was talking actually with Tommy about that last night. It was going up there a little bit. That's really cool.
Oh, you're talking about Ninja? Oh yeah, over on Polygon?
The Danketsu's token, yeah.
Yeah. I think we got airdrop some of that stuff too.
We did. Yeah.
What were we gonna get into? So yeah, if you take a look, dude, at the market value, it's just kind of like I remember when we were talking about this stuff and it was in like the millions, right? Now we're down to 341,000 ADA in the 24-hour volume on markets. This hasn't been this low even since September of last year. We were pushing close to this. We were at like the all-time lows right now when it comes to the market. So if that just shows you kind of a figure of where we're at right now and why it feels this way, it's because it is like we're down right now. But I guess at the same sense of I guess there is a bear market. Maybe this is probably opening a lot of people's eyes.
Do you think NFT New York anything to do with it?
Do I think that that it had anything to do with Cardano?
Yes, people weren't like minting anything, not minting anything, but buying on secondary.
I mean,
I just think it's been slower before that even started. So yeah, it's been just kind of down.
I mean, look at this downtrend here. This started at the beginning of the year, and it's just slowly trickling down. And maybe there's less volume going on during that because of most majority. But yeah, I mean, yes, the Cardano community showed up. Shout out to Ken. That was a lot of fun actually getting a chance to chat with them. I don't think that's the sole reason for the majority of what we're seeing. I just think that overall sentiment, I think a lot of people too are experiencing stuff outside of Cardano too. They're branching out, they're trying out ordinals, they're looking at Polygon, they're moving over to E. Like a lot of people are messing around across chain too, because they're trying to find a balance between, you know, hey, things aren't doing too well over here, let me go see what else is out there. They're kind of branching out a little bit.
I think that even the space on Sunday was great for Cardano, because it got, like I said, the founders talking again and making people excited about what they have going on and what they've been working on it. Whether they have been tweeting or talking about it a lot or making announcements in their Discord or whatever, it just shows that most of these projects that are still here are building still. And they're not going anywhere.
And those are the ones we need to rally and support around, you know? Yep. If we can, you know, we got to keep those projects going at this point. If they're the ones that are building, they got a solid team, they're doing something different, they're not just doing something of the same. You know, those are the things where as a community we can help like rally around those projects to really help like keep the momentum going to get, you know, that's what you're trying to do, is get people's eyes on stuff into this ecosystem to make them want to, hey, what's Cardano doing? Oh, they got this good project that's doing this. Let me check out the rest of what they got going on out there. It's just, so I think that's one thing. Instead, if we could like, I seen that thing as well. It's like, hey, instead of just chasing every single thing that mints and trying to flip it for the 2x or whatever it is, like reinvest back into some of these big projects, these core quote unquote blue chip projects that have been building to support them, to keep them sustaining for the long term, whatever community it fits.
That goes back to what I'm saying though, is how much of this is motivated by that money. Going to be the quicker return, definitely, because especially when you look at some of these projects where they can't give you definitive answers, because some of it is like, oh, it's exclusive alpha, we can't tell you the next stage. And it's like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? Like, I have no idea when the project's coming out or what the next step is. What am I supposed to just sit on this indefinitely until hopefully it comes out in November? Maybe not, maybe next year, because you're just kind of like, yeah, you know, our plan is quarter four. Like, what is your plan? Like, you know, what's going on over there? Where I know that this is minting on this date and I might actually 3x it right now. Why should I sit there and go buy your project and sit on it for 2 years?
That is
and
true.
I agree with the sentiment. Like if you want to, you know, if you support and want to see like the community grow in these projects, you got to help continue to get their funding. But at the same time, they got to kind of give their side of it too. And if they're not giving that side, then, you know, there's also no real reason I could see to sometimes mint some of these projects later on when you just have no idea what the timetable is.
I will say that I was commenting on JPG's comment that Mocossi has been hitting all their check marks for their quarters, for their goals. So they really have been building, and they've been executing and showing out what they've been doing lately.
Yeah, I saw they had an encyclopedia that was going live, kind of like what was that, like almost like a Pokedex kind of deal?
I'm not too familiar, honestly.
Yeah, I know this is something that we discussed Mocossi over on the channel, as far as why just. I know they've been obviously building, and that they're like the direct, I guess, if you want to call them, competitor on our blockchain. When you look at something like Yummi Universe, and then you look at Mocossi, I know a lot of people inside the Yummi community and vice versa are fans of both.
I think Jack's fan of both. I think he has both big bags.
Yeah, or I know a lot of people that are both big into the Mocossi. They're also huge into Yummi, and vice versa. And some are, you know, more than others, or but you know, whatever it is. But I will say that they've obviously you know, they've hit some really their graphics, their game stuff is very well done. For especially the look that they've kind of nailed that look. The farming thing looks really cool.
ITO tonight?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I'll keep going. I do. My problem. Here's my thing with this. Is that right now, unless I'm actively wanting to get involved and play the game and like do that, like that would be my buy-in, like to this. And no shade, absolutely not to them right now. It's just, do I want to do that right now? Do I want it?
Is there a path to play, or like just like a hold to play or whatever?
I think you got to be like actively engaged, dude. You got to be like farming. You can go breed. You can play the actual game itself, like the take care game. There's like multiple aspects to it. It's not just like Tamagotchi style one, or you can breed, you can farm. I don't know, collect, whatever you want to do. It's just it's got to fit your vibe. And I think that for me now is like, if I'm going to do a gaming NFT, I got to be like fully into whatever it is that they're building.
You can earn and hold. You can hold and earn tokens, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean that's completely fine. Like that's what you want to do. For me, like I go deep into projects when I do that. So it's just me like taking the time to really like want to get immersed in that world. And right now it's hard for me to want to go ahead and like really get invested in something new right now, only because of where my personal just own funds are at. But I can absolutely understand why people are like super psyched on this, and the fact that they've got it already. I know multiple people always talk about Mocossi. It's just one of the ones that we never fully got into, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just everybody's got their own thing, and there's 100%. Tons of people who are on the DeadPixel side too, like DeadPixels. Shout out to your community manager over there, because DeadPixel stuff has been going all hard on the timeline lately. I think they hired somebody to go ahead and like get more involved. Because dude, pixels are another one that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about lately, and I hold one of them still, like since that I minted, and haven't really done much with it. But I'm eagerly looking forward to the game one day when that comes out, just to see how it goes.
Another one. Where are they at?
You still have it?
Another one we were very close.
Yeah, I still have my Pixel.
Oh, the Santa Claus one? You better have that.
Yeah, absolutely. I got that in my Metapixel.
I remember when we first talked about the Forge going live, how exciting that was. We're like, damn, it's just like right around the corner. They're gonna get this going. And then it's like a year ago.
One pixel, one house.
Yeah, dude, I love that. And they're actually paying
shout
like
out
people.
To Cher coming over here from Ethan Soul. I'm sorry you got rug, but glad to have you on the CNFT side. It's a new name in the chat.
Yeah, right. What do you got over here, TJ? What are you sending me? You want to pull that? If you want to share some screen, pull some stuff up. I know
well, that was before, but that was okay.
I know Pixels too. People are getting paid out in ADA right now based on some of their traits that this is already happening. For before the game even stuff goes live. So if you have some of those rare attributes and stuff, it's like paying out in like ADA. So that was one of the things of like that passive income.
You get any?
I haven't got anything from my little Santa. I don't hold like a super rare one. The rarest trait I got is the Santa cap.
But that was pretty up there though.
It's one of the rare ones, but not like the super rare. But these are sick. I saw a post too. Somebody was tweeting like, "What's your most expensive NFT you ever bought?" And I didn't realize this, but Anax and Mander, I don't know if you're over in chat.
$50,000 ADA, bro.
$50,000, 115,000 ADA, or something like that, right?
No, it was 50,000 ADA for $50,000.
Wow. Yeah, 100 and something. Yeah, I have to go back to that. That's crazy. Someone
posted like, "What was your most expensive CNFT project?" So I was like, "I just bought mine for $2,200." And he's like, "I bought mine for $50,000 back when it was in the bull market."
Dude, it was crazy. Yeah. He goes, "You rich, bro?" That's what it was. Where is it? Did he delete it? He might have deleted it. Man. But yeah,
from the video forever.
Yep. Yeah. Somebody responded.
Go to show more replies.
There he is. 50,000 ADA in October 21, so about 115K.
Jeez.
On that vampire DeadPixel. Shout out to Anax Manor. That's why he's a resin inside his face, dude. Mints the Mallard 1 of 1 on launch day. That's conviction right there in a project. God, man. I teach their own on what they have liquidity wise in IRL, but geez, that's a crazy conviction to have on the space. And I guess that goes back to like people investing in what they believe in too. Like if you're comfortable spending that amount of money, whatever your financial situation is, and like either holding on to it or just waiting to, because you got conviction in that project, like now is the time and the opportunity to really like get involved and double down on a lot of the stuff that you've been wanting, or maybe for a lot of people like myself too, like getting into Spacebudz. It was a long time coming. Now I felt like it was a good entry point for myself. And for others, Clay's right now under 2K, Ape Society under 5K. You've got so many big projects like Cornucopias is down there, which I think that's another one to really keep an eye on. Which I know I need to get more involved with that.
I think he has some pixels for you there, Tommy, if you want some more.
Who does? If you want some pixels, hit me up. JPG,
you gotta throw your chat like closer to you, because the way you're turning so much, look at the screen.
Oh, I got a share screen in his.
I got share screen running. Yeah, dude, I'm running doubles. You want to share screen? I'll.
You don't gotta. What do you want me to stare at the camera when I read the chat?
Hey guys. Hey, chat.
No, what I'm saying is he never looks at the chat. He
Hey,
takes what's going on over here. I'm like, put your screen over there.
Dude, I need to get a double stack. There's a lot of stuff I need to do, but here we are, dude. Build market. Need to build this new setup. JPG, dude. Thanks. I don't know. Pixels is one of the ones, because where is Pixels right now? What's their floor at? They're at 1,000. They had a nice little run recently. 1,000 native floor. I remember when these things were like pushing like 3K. That's still wild to me. Like that. This is this was one of the coolest mints that was out there.
That was one of your real early ones too.
Dude, it made me make a Nami wallet. DeadPXLZ made me make the Nami wallet.
They were what, 28, right?
They were 30 and 40. It was if you bought like the Insta buy, you could like Insta click it. Otherwise, you had to click on it and then sign a transaction. So people were just doing the Insta buys because that's when like the rare pixels would start to get there, or they get those like they had like unsig pixels and other like variants, like almost like a grab bag kind of thing. So everybody would just wait till like the rare one was starting to come up, and then you would just see all the buys and you would go like a line, and then you just had to gamble on like hoping you got the right one. It was a really fun mint. Still to this day, one of the best mints on Cardano, and it was so early on. Just kind of shows you the lead of AF and the vision he had. And that's where I'm saying like where mints and stuff can be fun and make it more interactive. Like that's why I think I've minted so many old monies, because it's been so fun to experiment with what they got. Like they turned on the new little baby bills. The black bands are out right now, so they got little babies on there. It's just funny because you can like switch it up on a dime, and it keeps people interacted, and it's like, and it's not like a rush. Like DeadPXLZ wasn't a rush. Like there was days. And people would just wait for somebody to make a move and buy the next one so it can move the tier to the next, closer and closer to the rare. It was a lot of fun.
It sounds like he made like one of those like arcade games where you have to hit on the perfect dot, like
yes,
try to get the one you want. So I wish all mints were like that. That'd be fun.
Dude, it was. I had to get some old footage. I think
randomized, but there's still like some strat to it to try to get a rare.
You got a little bit of control over your fate. Yeah, it's not as simple as just like waiting for something to go up. Be like, oh well, fuck, bad RNG again.
Yeah,
it was exactly. Jack Fricks had he used to do videos on that like way back when. When the Pixels mint happened, it was like, I don't know, man, it was so fun because I remember like watching like him and like AF like talking, and they were just minting like pixels. It was a lot of fun. So I don't know. I agree with JPG. That was probably one of the best mints ever on Cardano, and probably just like in NFTs. Like when it's fun like that.
You liked it better than the old money one, right?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The old money one, it's just the G-Gen in me. I mean, it's so much fun. Like I love the possibilities and not knowing. But the Pixels one, TJ, like you said, it was just like that. Like you felt like you were playing that like arcade game almost, to a sense of like having to time it perfectly and when was somebody gonna make a move, and
yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I agree with JPG. All mints would sell out. They did that 100%. That definitely adds a fun factor to it again.
It would also like, it appeases the Degen culture for sure.
Yes.
But it also allows the collector to like really get in there, because they know like, hey, a common one's coming up. So if somebody wants to get in, they can get the common one. But the Degens want to really try it out, then okay, then here you go. Here's your opportunity.
I'd be curious how that would work for mobile users though. People that are minting on their mobile.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't think it wasn't meant for mobile at the time.
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying, like now, if someone tried to like emulate that or do that again, I don't think that would work.
I think the more that the technology start to get advanced, like Wallet Connect, and like did you guys know that I don't know how I missed over this, but did you know that Exodus has Cardano on it now? Exodus wallet?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I have that for my other wallet.
Did you really? So it can connect like to Cardano.
I have a lot of my other cryptos on.
Yeah, I got an Exodus wallet for my Bitcoin. If I want to send like actual Bitcoin there, which now I can do X first, but you can also do this for ADA. And now they're working on integrating to different, I think NMaker, and there's a couple others already that have already been able to support the Exodus wallet on stuff.
That's dope.
So that's bigger stuff like this, like as this becomes, more wide verse and more bigger applications and dApps start to interact with our NFT ecosystem, you're going to see a lot more people trying to get into this, what we're doing. And I think we see a lot of that, and why Polygon has taken off, not only just because they're putting money behind it, but because it's so easy. People who already were in ETH, I got a MetaMask, I just switched my mainnet to Polygon, and I can go connect right to these sites and go start playing around and minting NFTs and doing their thing. It's because of the ease of use. And I think that's one thing that'll really start getting Cardano up and running as this stuff starts to kick in.
Hey, Shiny, what yo?
Yo, Shiny, what is going on? Nothing compares. What do you say? Pixels was easily the best mint. Nothing compares. Peter, have you minted Old Money's new one? I would argue that is up there with Pixels, but I cannot. I can say that Pixels, yes, was an amazing experience, and I don't think I've seen a mint to date besides the Old Money mint that really even gives it a run for its money.
My bigger question is, because What it reminds me of is like ESPN auction league stuff, where everyone's waiting for that guy to come up and then they start bidding at the same time to try and grab him. So, I mean, obviously they wanted to have a mint where you could like kind of see what was happening as it went along. But as far as how like it would stall out and then everyone would kind of go for these rare ones, it seems a little like baity, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, here's the good one, guys. Which I can understand there's some fun degree to, but as far as the creativity and stuff goes, I think old money blows that away. I mean, literally it was just like people fighting over rare mint. That was all it was. It was like, hey, instead of getting a, you know, random chance at it, everyone's just going to fight really hard for the rare ones and then sit there and kind of like bore through the shitty ones until the next rare one comes up, which just comparing it to the old money one, with the amount of work and creativity they put into that, the amount of Easter eggs and extra clues and lore built in with the rest of their project, I think that just blows everything away.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm in that. I'm partial to that. But I do think, I know there's a lot of people that also are on the opposite end of that, that were like, yo, this is like the OG.
Like I'm not knocking the old money tech, but I kind of would want to see like if I'm possibly going to get a rare or not. That'd be cool. I really would enjoy if all mints did that.
Here, I got a good.
But I mean,
I'm trying to find like video footage
possibly?
of it.
I would wait. Not that I wouldn't mint. I just wait for someone else to get the comment. I want the rare one.
What happens when the rares get minted out early if it's an RNG process? What happens if there's not that many rares left? Now the mint dies off. That's what we saw happen with Cornucopia's mint. The first rare ones went in the beginning.
It would just have to depend on the project and what my full interest in is on it. If I'm really just going in for the rares to flip it, if I'm really going to just grab one just to hold, then
think about how many projects may not have sold out if people knew that the rares were gone already. If people are like, oh, I don't have a chance to rare anymore, I'm done.
That was what happened to the CODIS mint.
Yeah,
CODIS, the goldens went up and then everybody stopped, but that's because they knew what it was. Here, like you're looking at some of this is what one of the season 1 for DeadPixels was, and you can kind of see that what drops next, and it kind of lined up, and you know this was basically playing out in front of you, and there was times where it stalled for like hours where nobody minted anything because it was just kind of like a stalemate of like, all right, all the whales have kind of been done doing their buying today. They're just waiting everybody out,
which you can do in 2021. Can a project do that today that's not like old money or something to still be successful and eventually sell out? People have that kind of conviction in these projects with all the other competition going on. Back when DeadPixels came out, I mean, what else was out? What else was going on? It was a very different marketplace then.
Yeah. Well, it was all element. Yeah, like you said, it was still so new. The space was, everybody was like bullish on the space, and it was just, it was the unknown factor too of like where NFTs were going. I think a lot of people. So this was like on top of a great gamification system. You knew that like, hey, there's gonna be some really cool stuff here, and I just like, that it got people to draw into that like addictive kind of gambling nature, but at the same time, it allowed people to collect when they wanted to collect. It allowed people to gamble a little bit when they wanted to, and then it was just a different time. Like you said, it's hard to compare to this time, but I do agree that if somebody did a mint like this, as long as the project it had some substantial stuff behind it, right? You can't just be any project and do a mint like this and people are going to buy it out because your project's shit or there's nothing really, no hype or no community or nothing built around it. Nobody's going to mint it out in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very tough if something stalled out for a couple days and then for it to pick back up just because the rare pop back up, because people would still just see it like, why would I want a rare now? That project's not even selling. Like,
yeah,
they may just write it off completely off their mind at that point.
Yeah.
Was it their plan for it to be so much of a game, or was their idea more to just be like, oh, it'd be cool if people could see what's coming up next and mint it?
I think it was
did
more
they
so
think
like
it would become that much of like a competition and like get into that level of it.
I honestly don't remember at the time like what I haven't gone back to the original intent behind it. I think it was meant to be fun and interactive for people. And I think it, like you said, it was a little bit of like that gambler mentality. Like, okay, let's see where I can get. Let's see if I can get lucky. Let's see if I can get, because it was like when people first were getting into it, you could kind of farm some of the rarer stuff because there wasn't a lot of people involved. But as the mint started, the later seasons, season 2 and stuff, like, dude, the insta buy stuff, as soon as it got anywhere near, you had to be like, it was like 10, 15 out from the rare. And everybody would just insta buy, and you just had to hope you clicked it and got the random, the little button in the arcade where it just spins around and it lands on like the jackpot. That's kind of what it felt like at that time. So, I mean, maybe somebody in chat over here who's a little more well-versed on it, but that was the way it at least felt to me when I was minting it out. But it was a lot of fun too, because it was just like, it wasn't stressful. And when it was like kind of fun. And at the time, I didn't think anything of DeadPXLZ about what they. And once that white paper came out, that's when they really had their first rise. Because most of the time, people were just trading these things for under 28 or under 30 ADA just to buy back in and get the next mint and then try to get something rare. And once the white paper came out about what they were doing, those things shot up in the hundreds, and then eventually they got into like the thousands and the status of where they're at. So, it paid off. But that's just an example of a project that really was built well and had the utility to back it up. And then the people who were in early really benefited from that. But yeah, that's a lot of DeadPXLZ talk, but shout out to them.
Great buy on great buy for NX Mander. That's wild.
Yeah, that is a crazy story over there. And then to go back on JPG's comment, I've seen that already. You need to know too much to enjoy old money. Great for people who are already in the project. Yes and no. There's a guy, iRobot or something like that, over in the old money Discord, who he didn't have any of the 0.2 bills, but he minted like 46 of the MXs. And he's like, I just am having way too much fun with this. And he got like super involved with it. He's like, he went and bought some like 0.2s and he's into the community, but he missed out in the first run. He's like, I just had a great time getting into this and it really brought me in. So there's, yes, it's way more.
46 already?
46.
Holy
that's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of ADA. I'll tell you that.
That is a lot of
And
ADA.
then, oh yeah, dude. So we did want to mention too. Dirtbirds and Mutants teaming up over here. Did you guys see that last week?
I did. I saw that partnership. Yeah.
And then I got to listen, again, talk about it, because we had just before we came on yesterday, we got to listen to that, go over that announcement again.
Dude, the Fortress Labs was what it was. Let's see. Let's go back to the share screen over here. I know Rez is all happy about this too, and we got some bunch of Derp, and shout out to all the Derp.
Here goes Rez. Let's go.
Let's go, Derps and Mutants. Fortress Labs over here. So you had Derps and Mutants over here, combining to make this new partnership over here. And they're pretty much taking like the best of both worlds from both of the projects, right? Like Dirtbirds were known for their minting tech.
Yep.
They were big on they even helped Cornucopias out back before they did all the little vehicle sale and all that stuff. And Mutants obviously innovated with the whole raffle system. So building the two of those together, like instead of competing with each other, like why don't we just team up and do this in a way where it makes sense for both of our communities instead of competing with each other? Let's use our space to kind of push this forward. And Fortress Labs over here. So I absolutely, the more that I'm looking at the Derp artwork now, like it's really growing on me. The new 2.0 stuff, like it's really
really good. I like it a lot.
And then the new Mutants over there. I know some people have been talking. Honestly, the Mutant stuff is growing on me too. When I first saw it was just like instant Ute vibe. Like it still does have that in certain ones.
Rez is getting triggered.
No, if you're trying to tell me that you don't think there's any similar vibes to Utes on this, you're crazy. You got blinders on. I think not all of them look like that, and obviously they're combined like traits and stuff. You can see like the scales from like the croc. You've got the fur or whatever you want to call it from the mouse, the mice, and then the frogs. There's certain ones. There's gills and stuff like on their little like cheeks right here.
I like them. They're cool.
I like the artwork over there because I think Mutants they're doing the new artwork upgrade at the end of the month. But basically they're going to bring all new utility and fun to the community with the goal of elevating the experience for collectors across the Web3 scene. And I'm curious to see who their first. I don't know. Did they announce who their first minting project is going to be with yet? I don't think they have.
I'm not sure. No,
I would assume it'd be Mutants, right? Like that would make the most sense. If Mutants is doing that, hopefully I'd be curious. I hope they launch with them or have it out in time.
Like Mutants raffle website transitioning over to Fortress Labs tech now? Is that what's happening?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know. I'd have to go back and look through the announcement about exactly what it is that it's doing. It said stay tuned. I don't know why I'm not following them. What do we got over there? Get a buff, dude. That's how much are buffs these days? That's got to be pretty expensive. The Mutants are dope. It's minimal. Rez is just fighting with me, dude, on this one day, but it was good. It was all good fun. You can't wait to get your cheap Ute. Hey, whatever. I mean, honestly, they look pretty. Some of those look pretty dope. Let me look over at Mutants, dude. We haven't looked at Mutants in a minute.
Which ones do you have, Tommy?
What?
The mutants. Do you have the?
No, I don't have any of the mutants.
Oh, okay.
I used to have. I minted out the. There were
Crocs.
There were the Crocs.
Yeah, we used to get those.
They were mutant Crocs, but no, I don't have.
Wait,
anymore.
you never did, Rez? What the hell?
What do you say?
I like TJ more now. Psh.
Dang. There's going to be a space covering what is going on. All right, that's good. I like to hear that. It looks nothing like the older collections. If you think it does, there are a couple scales and you're crazy. I kind of agree with you over here, Crawfish. I'm in the same boat. It's subtle. So yeah, like you said, there's the gills for the frog. You got the scales for the croc, and you got the fur, I guess, for the mice. I just think, dude, if you ever look at the video behind Mutes and like how they did like the whole marketing research to like really like, you know, how much like market testing and stuff that they really did behind the scenes, like there was like a science still like why those things are like successful as they are. So if they took any kind of inspiration behind that, I mean, you can't fault them for that.
No,
I would.
They're probably, are they going for a more of a PFP too with this mint versus the toads and mice and the crocs?
Are they going for? I think they're going for something that's more appealing. I think for the
That's what I'm
majority.
saying. Like get more mass adoption with a PFP using this.
I would definitely say you'd probably get more attention with this kind of artwork than you would with the past. And I know there's some people who really like the mice, especially from before.
I was going to say I like the mice. That's what I was asking you. I'm not a big fan on the toad ones, as much as like the crocodiles are solid. They have some really cool traits. They look like they'd be a bad guy in like a Ninja Turtles movie. And then the mice I like a lot.
That's pretty accurate,
right? I could see that. Yeah, I'm looking at them right there. Yeah, I mean, dude,
I like that. Those are cool. I like that a lot. That's dope.
I mean, there's nothing, like I said, they're not quite there. There's a similarity, a familiarity to it, but it's not obviously, you know, they're still different, obviously. Like that to me, obviously doesn't look like a Ute. It's just different.
No,
it's the fur. For me, it's when you can see like the full like head, like this. Sometimes that's what it reminds me of. But I mean, no, they look dope. I mean, nothing to blame. That I mean,
now is it a holders only mint? I don't know. I'm asking you like you're the project.
You have to burn them, right?
You do.
I believe you have to burn them. And I have to burn them. Plus, like, is it like 800 mutant or something like that? Yeah. Mint date is April 28th, 8,000, two mutants, and 500 mutant tokens. So there's your
which is I like my mutant so much. It's tough.
So then obviously the supply of the other mutant collections are going down then.
Obviously that was the whole goal, was because they had quite a bit of collection. They had pretty large sale. I know the Crocs were like 8,888, right? I mean, each one of those collections is pretty big. Yeah, 6,000. Oh, down to 6,000 for those. You've got the mice, which were 5,000, and then you got the frogs? I forget the name of there. Mutant frogs.
Toads.
Mutant toads, right?
Come on.
My bad, dude. Toads, frogs. 5,000. Yeah, so you have 16,000 assets or whatever right there. So they're burning them basically in half. Yeah, quick math. Yep.
So the new ones are going to be earning the highest amount now. Okay.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. To get people to go to them too.
He said moots.
Moots. I love. I mean, mutants. They're never gonna get. I mean, eventually they'll get past that, but you got to let that marinate for a little bit longer, I feel like. But yeah, Loki over here says they did a nice job with the new art, and I do agree. I do. I'm not saying the art's bad or anything like that at all.
No, I like it a lot.
Share absolutely. D's nuts. There you go.
Got him.
Okay.
Am I gonna be able to get a black and white striped shirt?
Ooh,
that is a good
question.
Good question right there, Tom. And then they're going to be minting through Derp as the mint provider. Man, I want to know what Derp has got going on too, because they just got some really, like, they always got their like stuff. They got the buff gym down here, the incubator. Looks like they've got some more eggs. Like, I don't know, man. They could always do some fun stuff. I don't know. I'm looking forward to whatever it is they got coming up next, because the artwork is really a fun upgrade. And that community, dude, is always so active, man. I love I love some of the memes, some of the things that they come up with.
I remember even minting the apes back in oh my gosh, like December of 21.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? That was a good time too. I enjoyed that mint as well. They always do a good job. They're a fun community. Dave's a good guy.
I really like the
their birds.
Yummi backgrounds they did when they came out too. That was really
Oh
cool.
yeah, the original from the Mutant Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think dude, doesn't Liam still have one of those? I think he does.
Liam still has a red clay. He has a bunch of stuff, bro, that he's just letting sit there.
There, dude, Tom, there's your perfect one right here. You got a Yummi with the Yummi background and the prison shirt. That's perfect.
That's perfect for you, Tom. There you go.
Right? Man, I don't know.
Tom
You should buy it. There you go. But you gotta burn it. You don't have to burn it though.
Those things have tanked quite a bit too, as well. I mean, those were they were flying high for a little bit.
Everything was, right? I don't know. Derp too. Did you see this? This ties in with Dead Rabbits over here. They're doing their the weapons mint coming up here end of the month over here as well.
I still need to look
or not end of the month, 22nd.
That one I still need to dive in more. I really like the Dead Rabbits community. I want to dive into that more and become a part of it, honestly.
Well, they're doing the weapons mint, and they've got like for like the Mole Wars over here. They had a really cool trailer, which also we saw over on the Spark Lab too. Blaze kind of featured, but they've got a really cool community. You know, I think TJ. Remember we were like when they were first minting. I remember buying a bunch of the rabbits then and flipping for like a decent little profit at the time.
Yeah.
But they were always a lot of fun. Their puzzles, the website, the branding for them has been like top tier. And I know they've been building and steadily grinding. So these like weapons, I think you can use other NFTs and basically transform it like they're showing you in this thing with some of the weapons that you can like get.
That is dope.
And then battle your friends over here. This is one that I'm just not involved with the community enough to really know what's going on. So maybe it's a good little part to get involved with them.
Yeah, this is that one we definitely have. I think Tom and I talked about this when we were away. We really wanted to get involved because we were showing the weapons because it reminded us of slipping my mind again that game you guys used to play, Borderlands. The weapons look very similar to the Borderlands weapons.
Yeah, I love that cell shaded.
There you go.
There we go.
Got it.
Shell. I just saw another thing that was I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, those heavy lines, those dark graphics for sure.
You saw a project on that you want to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
Which one? You kind of have an idea what you want to say.
Do you guys want to take it down to the farm?
Write it down first, TJ.
2 words. First word.
All right. 6 months in the making. Yeah, dude, this is a really cool trailer. And I know they're teaming up with they're doing it through Anvil, and then they partnered up with some other projects too to do some of these weapons. It'll be fun. And I agree over here with Mangy Business. He goes, I think they get decent traction when it opens up. I agree.
She sells
shaded cells by the seashore. That's good. Hey, that is a great
what do you call
tongue
those?
Twister.
Tongue twister. There you go. I can't think of it.
Tom, can you say that fast?
No. She sells shaded cells by the seashore.
Ooh, that was pretty good. TJ, one more time.
She sells shaded cells by the seashore.
Oh, the P4.
I think I said she-shore. Roll the tape.
The good one was you say one smart fellow, he felt smart, 2 smart fellows, they felt smart. Try to say that fast.
It just sounds like someone's going to say the word fart.
Yeah, you end up saying smelt fart.
Yeah.
Felt smart.
Yo, shout out to CB Hash Chat hanging out over in chat, meeting with NFT artists in Reno, IRL. Dude, I know.
Come on, it's 2023. We got teleconferencing, telehealth. This is
you guys do.
This is real life now. Yeah,
this is the metaverse.
Just because I can't, brush my hand against Tommy's cheek gently doesn't mean it's any less real.
This is what I was going to talk about.
Tommy's just brushing over that comment.
I don't know what. Honestly, I black you guys out sometimes. Like
you do all the time. It's very disrespectful.
Good. You got to keep. We're just filling the space as you pulled the next one.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you guys got a chance to see the farmers market down from FutureFest and Veggiemates.
That accent.
From
why did it become
Eastbound and Down.
Oh, I thought that was Monster Mash.
Dracula was you. Can feel it down in my blood. Take him down to the farmers market.
You're doing like a Dracula voice or something.
No, Now you got me thinking, forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Guys.
All right. What are we doing here? Yeah, no, dude. This Thursday, April 20th, 420. You've got the FutureFest and Veggiemates, the farmers market, going live at 3 p.m. Eastern. Or stop, dude. 3 p.m. Pacific. Sorry, not Eastern. So that's 6 p.m. Eastern.
You saying specific or Pacific?
Pacific.
Just want to clear that up.
Yeah. I've been itching to get back into a nice little FutureFest event. So I think this is really cool, like themed up one. I don't know if you guys got to see some of the screenshots that they've done.
They've done a great job so far of being
able
to, like, connect with projects, but then make it so that both projects kind of really get that collaboration and you really feel like you're within FutureFest, but they built this world around whatever project it is.
Dude,
you don't have to hold
such a good job.
FutureFest specifically. You can join with any of those projects, is that right?
Yeah, you can also if you have your future bot, if you have a future bot or a deluxe bot, you get obviously in. And I'm assuming that they're gonna have, I haven't gone into the details of it, but I'm assuming that if you own one of the partner projects, you're gonna be able to go in as well, and get like a guest bot over there. But yeah, it'll be dope to be able to get a chance to jump into this like little world that they've kind of built, and they always do such a good job about world building, the FutureFest team. And it's be cool to see it like the actual like farmers market stuff with some live performances and getting the experience that little 3D world with like Veggiemates in there. I think that's cool. You got the watermelon, like air balloons and stuff, and the apple and stuff.
This will be your first one on your new computer, right?
Yeah, so I can actually like stream it like well. If I maybe at 6 p.m. on Thursday, maybe I don't know. Yeah, I can.
Did you get some at least some footage, for the and stuff like that? So
did you ask if you can use your controller in there? Is your controller compatible?
No, dude. The last one for the Yummi one, I had to get used to just doing the PC. I'll ask Cardano Poppy about that if he's over there.
Put a controller extension on there for you.
Yes, yeah, I would love to do that. I want a feature bot on F35s. Yeah, dude, shout out to you over there. And then you can also use any of your old assets in any of the other events from FutureFest. Like I got my little Yummi, chonky Naru.
Mm-hmm.
He just walks alongside. He's a little companion pet that just like goes around. You can walk around all the future worlds. That's gonna be fun. A big shout out to FutureFest and Veggiemates for getting that going over there. They've also got their upcoming phase too. That's coming up. Remember like the Crumb Wars and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, junkies.
Yeah, they've got some really cool stuff coming up too. So another project that's building.
That's one that we have been waiting. Yeah, we're in that building market, build market.
Yeah.
But it's one that when we got to sit down with them, we were always like a little bit like, this is a quirky little idea, like that they're taking profile pictures in a different, for us, creative way, like the vegetables and fruit and things like that. Even though they're Veggiemates, they do have a couple fruits in there. And then after getting to talk to them and then getting kind of to understand, what they have going on, I'm excited about it. So I'm excited or looking forward to at least seeing it actually kind of get in action.
Yeah, I see CNFTcon.
This is a nice little fill-in now.
Yeah,
clean that.
Yeah, I love that. Big shout out to the Veggiemates team and FutureFest. That'd be
a fun
one.
Sneaky comment there, Tom. They called it CNFTcon on there, but it's now NFT LV officially. How do you guys feel about that?
The rebrand, they have taken feedback into account over here.
It'll be great for them. That's what they need. If they're going to be kind of charging these prices, they're going to need to probably bring in some bigger projects from some other markets. But it's more just like, I hope that they're able to capture those other markets, because it'll be kind of a little bit silly if it's like we're NFT LV and then every project there is just Cardano project.
Yep. So my take on this, like obviously I still think this year majority is obviously going to be people in Cardano going to be there, right? Because that's what they know it. Buffy Bot's hosting it. As far as next year goes, I'm very curious as the turnout's going to be, because me personally, if it's going to be just change, which I think it's a great idea to change it to all-inclusive NFT LV. I get the move. I know why they're doing it, the rebranding, whatever. But to me personally, I'd rather fly to New York to go to NFT New York versus going to NFT Las Vegas. That's just my personal take and opinion on it, because I'd just rather be in New York than Las Vegas, honestly. So I'm very curious how split it's going to be once this rebranding takes over the following year.
So curious too with this, is this just permanently cement now CNFTcon? Is it officially just always going to be in Las Vegas because of this name change? Because CNFTcon, you could at least branch out to other areas, right? It wasn't tied to the name. But now NFT LV, like obviously you can't have NFT NYC in LA, like it doesn't make any sense. So
but maybe it's like Buffy bot, like it presents somewhere. They could be
BX2, yeah, that could be a thing too. I saw a funny comment or somebody, I forget who it was, over in our Discord posted it of like, what happens to the 2500 club now? And so it's like,
what? True. No, I know NFT was in New York. I'm just saying I'm responding to the comment there.
Oh.
But I would rather go to New York versus Las Vegas if we're going to generalize it. That's what
TJ was referring to. Yeah, he's saying he would rather go to that specific one than Las Vegas. I would agree too, because unless you're super really into like some of like the shows or gambling, Las Vegas doesn't necessarily have a lot.
Dude, it's expensive too.
Very expensive, yeah.
Actually, the hotels are cheap. The hotel is actually cheap.
Cheap or anything.
Yeah. The hotel's cheap, and it's nice that everything's in one area, because I know that's another thing that sucks about New York though, is the Ubering. Like if you're trying to drive around there, you're spending like $80-$90 on like an Uber like for that night easily just to get around. I don't know the other really, that was the one thing I will give the venue where they were at, was just all right in one spot.
Very convenient. Yes.
Yeah, if you stayed at the hotel there, easy access to do that. So I mean, obviously, I'll be out there again this year. I know we're planning on trying to all be out there. We'll see how that goes to the end of the year. But yeah, I'll be curious to see how this gets out there, because obviously Charles has said that he'll be out there again. It sounds like they've got some bigger partnerships and stuff that are coming because of this. So, and it doesn't sound like it's necessarily going to be, it'll be Cardano focused, but it sounds like they're going to be pulling some people outside of that too.
Damn, CB already got his flight, hotel, and car for Vegas ready to go.
Right? Isn't he like right in Vegas already? He's like right next to that, isn't he? Are you in LA or something? You're over on the West Coast. I know that.
Yeah, LA is like 3 hours from Vegas or something.
Yeah. So he's right there.
Tampa for you.
Wait, Curly, I want to hear, why are you banned from flying to US?
What, Curly? What's going on? What do we not know?
That's what I'm saying. He said he'll wait for CanadaCon.
CanadaCon. There you go. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's cool that you're rebranding to this. The cNFTcon actually was kind of fun. I actually kind of enjoyed the name on that.
I did too.
It is. I mean, it was like Cardano's conference, right? But
yes.
I guess if they're trying to like brand outside of that and bring other people in, I mean, as long as like there's, I mean, I get it. You want to like, eventually, I think in the next few years here, everybody's going to be mixing and mingling with each other as more and more stuff starts to talk to each other. And there's going to be different blockchains for different projects, different blockchains for different technologies. And, you know, that's just the future of crypto in general. There's not going to be one to rule them all. Certain ones do certain things better. So I'll be curious to see how this evolves later in the year if we get more information.
I think it'll be good for the space, though. Like you said, it'll bring different blockchains together into one place multiple times a year for conventions like that. I think it'll just be really good for the NFT and crypto space in general.
Yeah.
That's what we've been talking about the last couple live streams too, is kind of keeping things, you know, that getting that state of like, you know, being agnostic.
Ooh.
We're not, you know, writing anyone off here.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I think that's, I mean, Polygon, is that Polygon purple? I mean, I think Polygon's been taking off a little bit. And I think it's not really anything substantial as far as like big projects or anything outside of Utes that's been over there. There's projects building, but right now it's definitely like a zip and flip environment where if you just want to 2x your money off a mint, wait for a reveal, you can sell right before there, make a quick flip and get in and out. There's a lot of that happening over there. Yeah, I think I got to know what this is. Toad, if you're over in chat right now, what did you send us today? It's been over a little hour. You said you gave us stuff to give away. Do you see that over in chat?
I did see that. I didn't check actually what it was. Let me go see.
I did. They're right here. They're the Pixelseals.
Someone else said Pixelseals today too.
If you go over to chat, or I had them over here. I think they're Pixelseals. Yeah, there they are.
It's from Thad, right?
Yeah, it's with Wild Tanks.
Yeah.
It's basically like an on-chain metadata thing, and they have no website, no Discord. It's just an address mint right now, and it's 10 ADA, up to multiples of 43,333 supply. No idea what it is other than it's minting. No idea if there's anything behind it or if it's just a fun little thing to do.
That's cool.
But I actually did. I sent in for 2 of them, I believe, just myself, just to test it out. Got a couple. So it does work. I can confirm that address does mint.
I like Pixelseals 3248.
Yeah. Toe Dipper over here. What's the Is there any? He says some Nafafa over here. So, is there anything to these other than them just being a fun mint? Total Degen play. Are they selling on the secondary at all? Or I mean, they're still minting, so I'd assume not.
Total Degen play. They said.
Yeah. Pixelseals there.
Zippity
So they
flippity polygon.
Hey, 28 right now for.
Okay.
That's double the mint price. Is anybody buying on only one sale?
One day ago, baby. Let's go.
All right. Somebody had to get it on the board. Yeah. So
that's funny.
Shout out to Toto for though. If you guys want to give away some seals.
Arf.
Yeah, let's do a giveaway.
Yeah, we could, to our own wallets, you mean, right? What you're talking about?
So then we have one to give away.
No.
So he's like, what?
Nah, bro. We can give these away. This is strictly if you guys want some TJ.
Yeah, what are you gonna make me pay for it, Tommy?
I'm just
kidding. TJ, go over here. Yeah, let's run
that's awesome. We'd appreciate that. And then definitely that's one I'll try and get in, see if I can finally win one of our own giveaways.
Right. TJ, what do we want to do? All right, I think keep it simple.
All right. I don't think it's real yet.
If it's not toe dip, then even tonight.
Finger dip.
Dad bought that one. You tell me, TJ, what you want.
Let's do this.
Toe dipper, can you win yours back? I mean, dude, all's fair in the game over here. They always said sell it for over the Kraken. There you go. Yes, no.
Do this one.
Which one? Tell me what. First, second,
third one, or
third one. The long one.
The long one.
All right. This is gonna be your exclamation word here, guys. TJ, you good?
Yeah.
This right here, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Exclamation finger dipper. That's a scary word to say on stream.
I have to bleep that out for the West Coast time zone.
Jeez, I don't know. It's a safe for work stream over here. All right. Well, we got 4 of these to give away over there. We'll do all 4. You want to make it all 4?
You want to?
Yeah. I mean, what are we holding on a couple for? What do you want to hold on to one? Oh, now Tommy wants to hold on to one for himself.
Hey,
we don't get any, but
I did buy. I already bought 2 of them. I bought 2 of them.
That's what my wife calls me.
Elbow deep. That's what my Curly goes. That's my safe word. Oh man. All right. Well, we got some. Just type that.
It's so funny to read all of that chat. We lost like 4 viewers because of it too.
Hey, dude, they saw what are they giving away tonight? All right, we're out. We are totally in the bear market. They're giving away Pixelseals right now. Everybody's struggling.
Man, your business. I can't say that one.
All right, guys. How many we got?
18 eligible users.
All right, nobody's really biting on this one. All right. Give them a couple more seconds. Outside of that, shout out if you guys want to go pick up a Pixelseal outside of this giveaway, you can just go check them out over on Twitter, Pixelseals CNFT. Brought to you by Wild Tanks, or they're doing something with Wild Tanks. And it's a straight address mint, no Discord, no website, 10 ADA, batches of 4. Or you could type in the keyword right here. And
what is it?
The word finger, and then the word dipper.
Okay, perfect. All right, ready? I'm rolling it in 3, 2, 1. First one. Rez, congrats, buddy.
There you go. This is rigged, dude.
Hugs, not rugs.
All right. Hey, the usual suspects tonight.
Triple threat.
Dang, we know all these. We know everybody.
Yep. New one.
Rez is definitely due. Rez used to win everything.
He did.
I don't see triple threat coming through on my side. Oh, Share. I see Share won.
The triple threat did win.
The bot doesn't say so.
It was on my side.
I see Hugs Not Rugs. I see Rez, and I see Share. Did you click a 4th?
No, I did. I did click a 4. I don't know why it's not showing up over there.
We'll trust TJ over there. So triple threat, Share, Rez, and Hugs Not Rugs. Congrats. You guys have won some seals. We'll randomly send which one over to you. It's the luck of the draw for you guys.
Luck of the draw.
Dude, I need to put a... Did you write those down, TJ?
I'm writing them down now. Copying them.
We live, baby. This is a great time. Shout out first off to Toad Dipper didn't win over here. Yeah, it's just dope. I always watch on Tuesday. Glad I'm available. Yeah, appreciate you showing up tonight. It's always fun. I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. And this is a perfect opportunity here. If anybody, if you guys are enjoying the show, or you just love to support the content, or just having a good time tonight, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. We're here every Monday night from 9 p.m. to at least 11 p.m. We also drop the podcast every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern over on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasting streaming services from. We are there, probably. Yeah, back to your regularly scheduled program here. What else we got going on, guys?
You see Yummi's release?
I was waiting for that. Somebody, I think Mangy Business or somebody posted that over there.
Mang business.
Mang business. Yes, Yummi. That's why I bought. It's the first time I bought some Narus.
Real quick, Toad Dipper has a request for everybody for the seals. Go pump their bags. Go mint some.
Hey, this is Nafafo right there. There's not financial advice. Do not listen to us. We are not financial experts. We are fun experts. Yeah, that's all. If you get rugged, that's on Toad Dipper. We'll put that there.
You sound like I don't know what we sound like, but fun experts. Good one.
Hey, we're fun experts. That's a great. Yo, shout out to Yummi first off for their branding again. They've been getting a little more active with their the posts over here. I love some of the new just like today they did a little believe in you. It's bringing me back to like the Instagram page over there.
Yes,
I believe in you. This is just where some of their like artwork is just so like brandable over here. This has been my new favorite sticker inside the Yummi Discord. So I'm a big fan of the stabby. But very stabby. Always. Yeah, let's go back. Did you guys see the card pack teaser?
I just asked you. Did you see it?
I think he's talking to the chat now. Or are you talking to me?
I was talking to the chat, but we can go with whatever.
He doesn't even talk to us anymore, Tom.
Nope. Well, letting it roll.
Chop liver over here?
I'm sorry. I don't
even know what that means. It's just something my dad used to say.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, what is the meaning behind that phrase?
My mom.
I think just liver. I mean, I think liver is good. A lot of people don't like liver as a meal. So
is it like looked over?
What am I? Tomatoes and onions or something like that?
I love onions.
Do
you like stewed tomatoes and onions as a meal though? Just that? Like that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to eat that on a date. I'll tell you that. But this, all right, we're talking over the best part here because this has me so fucking hyped.
Yeah, this is so good.
The cards look great. I love the they nailed the look of like a 3D like kind of holographic card.
But with not only depth than you're able to kind of do in an actual 2D card for the most part.
Yeah,
they really captured it well.
Well,
and because they don't have to deal with like things like printing costs and shipping and all that, they can really kind of go all out on the art side.
Yeah. Well, the artwork too. So I don't know if this is the new stabby card or what. But man, I'm looking forward to this for sure. To starting to collect these, and then also the card packs. They started to do the little 3D turns on these. This is getting me hyped because I don't know if there's a little alpha or a little like little sneak preview here of how many cards. I know in Discord people are trying to get that here. Like watch when they turn. How many we got there? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got the front and back cover. So maybe 4 cards in the pack. I don't know. Maybe it's a little up to anybody's guess right there. There's 100 plus unique cards. Yep. They do look super dope. You got the Eternal Darkness, the Shining Light that are getting ready to come out, and they also gave you the whitelist details. So 10K PFP Narus, a 1-to-1 whitelist, seasonals, 4-to-1.
4-to-1, yep. Real quick, we have an explanation here. Curly said that explanation of the expression is that chopped liver was traditionally served as a side dish rather than a main course.
Wow.
You know.
Hey, that's a little Nafafa for you right there. Thank you for that.
Glad I wasn't born in 1873 and had to eat shit like that as my side. I get French fries.
Hey, do you want to know?
Wow. How bad that sounds?
Sorry if everybody's chopped liver.
Chopped liver as a side dish? Oh, God.
Hey, do you know why they call it holding your horses?
Why?
Because you'll be stable. You be calm.
I get it.
Hold your horses. Anyway,
Hey, the Sunday Scaries. You ever hear that one, guys?
dude, yes, the Sunday Scaries are a thing, and if you guys don't think that's a thing, that's the wild. The fact that you've never heard of that is still wild to me. Chat, have you heard of the Sunday Scaries? That term, please let me know.
Even if you said that, like that's like when someone in the office is like, looks like it's like from Office Space. You got a real case of the Mondays.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What the heck? How did I lose that? Oh, there we are. Yes. So the physical cards, they have physical cards already. They did those back when they first launched, way back.
Yeah,
when,
that kind of like
season
ones. It was more like extra promo kind of thing, more than not doing
not like the official,
or anything like that. Yeah, they'll never be like a mass release, mass marketed so far that they've announced. I can still see them releasing cards as like something that's just kind of like an extra release, sort of exclusive gift. Why is your font here like I'm 75 years old?
Because I was blasting it to make it bigger for everybody. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised this mouse cursor is not zoomed in either.
You got a magnifying glass over
it's
there?
like a really big one.
But yeah, as far as like the full collection goes, there's no.
Where I was trying to find if they had some old previews of the old ones. Anyway.
Oh, the actual physical cards, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to.
You can go back and watch some of our spaces. I know we showed some of that.
Yeah. They looked pretty much similar to like these, and they actually did like an original packs though back in the day. And just in general though, like I know we talked to them back in January, and the team, and they told us it was going to be a few months before everything came out, but they're pretty much cultivating like an experienced type of drop right now, where they want you to really feel like you're having a good card pack opening. It's going to be like an animated kind of thing and be interactable. So I think if they can nail that, especially in this space, it's going to get some people hyped up. So that to me, my nafafa for everybody is Yummi right now. It seems to be one that I'm eyeing personally. I've already picked up 4 new 10Ks recently. They're under 400 at this point. I'm like, why would I not? At these prices, so that's just me personally.
Damn, Clay's back under 2,000 again. 1980 floor.
Ooh, yeah, dude, a little nafafi. Dude, I'm looking forward to Yummi though. Yummi's obviously we're huge fans of Yummi. I've been more invested into this than, like you said, maybe like a Mocossi, but this is like one that I got myself immersed with, and I think three of us have as well.
Yeah, if they nail that card pack opening experience, that is going to be huge for everybody.
It'll be cool to do it because they got 3 games in one pretty much coming out with it too. You got the Discord game, you've got the actual card pack game, and then you've got the actual physical game that's in development. So the big thing is the Discord portion of this mixed in with this physical game here, or not physical, I guess it would be the card pack game, which is digital. And I'm really looking forward to just seeing some of the stuff that they come up with. But another one that's been building for 2 years now, which is pretty crazy to see. So big shout out to Yummi. Always big fans of that. What were we talking about, GG?
What?
I don't know.
I was still talking about Yummi, then you talked over me. So
how many times have you guys done this?
I was just talking about this with someone the other day because they're laying in bed on their side on their phone. And I was like, give her do that.
Oh, I've done that.
On your back, and you just drop it straight on your face. And it's like, I don't know why. I've done it multiple times too. It's not even like, oh, it's like 4 a.m. I'm really tired. It's just like your hands just don't work for like half a second.
Yes.
I don't like you're just like normal typing.
You're just
like why did I just drop this on my forehead? Like what just happened? Like you don't do that with normal things that I'm holding. I'm not just like eating food with a fork and then like the fork just falls out of my hand. It's just so strange, but I've done that.
Yeah, definitely. It just pisses you off even more because it's just like it's so frustrating. It's because it hurts and it's just like, oh, damn, I'm an idiot.
Also, this and mainly also because just of the NFT space is why I sleep so fucked up now. It's like, man, why can't I go to sleep as I hold a a little mini computer screen 2 inches from my face, 11:30 at night.
We got news today from our announcement from one of our partnerships with the Spark Lab. They have a mint date announced.
Good call, TJ. That was a great transition there. Hey, you sparked an idea.
I did.
Great idea there. We got a mint date over here. Shout out to Blake, and shout out to the whole team, O-Side, Crawfish, if you're over here. Relic Crypto. Shout out to everybody over here. But yeah, Spark Lab minting May 1st, 250 NFTs at a 450 ADA price. It is a first come, first serve for the whitelist, meaning that the whitelist is over allocated. So even though you have a whitelist, it does not mean that you're going to get guaranteed to mint if these sell out quick, and it's going to be a sequential mint. So The first minter is going to mint Spark Lab number 1, 2, 3, 4. So who can time 35?
I thought you were gonna sing a Lou Bega song.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's because you set up like a rhythm. If you guys don't know, big Lou Bega fans, we jammed out to that shit.
It's hot outside, so it is. Man, that what a song. That just brings me back to like your like house just at like trampoline days.
Oh yeah.
Way back when. But yeah, dude, shout out to Blake. They finally got the mint up and running. The site is live right now. You can actually go on there and you can do a subscription model for $7.99 and get monthly access to it. But this will be a lifetime pass for 450 ADA. So if you do the math on that, it's actually a pretty good deal for the long haul if you guys are going that route. And I think here they took into account like the community sentiment too. Like, hey, it's a really tough time to mint right now. It's a high mint price that we're asking for, but it's just kind of where, we need to be cost wise, and you're getting, unlimited, a lifetime pass to our site. So that's where, they kind of gauge demand of where it's at. And I think that'll sell out.
I was going to ask if you knew, and Crawfish answered my question. I was going to say, is there going to be different waves to this? I know he's only doing 250 now, but I'm assuming or was hoping there was going to be more chances to get more NFTs. Like if he's going to do the full 1,000 eventually, let's do it in like waves of 250.
Yeah.
But he answered my question.
Yeah. No, shout out to you, Arrow Art. Appreciate it. Have a good day at work. And thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is the quantity is still going to be there. But it makes sense to do it in a drop this way. And if it sells out quick, then there you go. Hey, demand, you can kind of gauge demand that way. So if you guys are planning to mint Spark Lab or want to get that all access pass or get even some of the early serial numbers, I think it's 8 p.m. UTC, which is 4 p.m. Eastern over here. And make sure you show up early if you're looking to mint that day.
And Crawfish, is it mobile mint compatible or is it all web browser based?
That is a great question too.
All these questions we need to know.
You do.
Because 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, check these guys out.
Yo.
That's very live. My face just being blown up that big kind of makes me uncomfortable. Just seeing it like just that big, like in front of us.
You don't have a big head of yourself on your wall.
Do you remember big heads?
I'm saying, I guess we pumped up every morning.
Yeah.
Huge
3 foot stick on the wall.
3 foot. I mean, it was cool, I guess, for like some athletes. I never really understood, like, I knew like kids that would get them. And it's just like they're, like my dad got me a big head for Christmas or something. And it's like, why did you want 3 foot size version of your head? It's like it's you. You're like, look, it's like reminds me of Steve-O's tattoo on his back.
Yeah.
Just like with his thumbs up, like it's all his entire back.
Oh, I got a funny personal story. My mom just this past Christmas got me a pair of socks that said my name on them all over them. TJ. That's it. That's all it said. Like, why did you get me that?
They get paper socks. I don't mind that.
I get my name.
I'm pretty weird about that stuff. That's what I was gonna say, because I got a pair one time where I was like, they were like, oh, it was like little cheap American flag socks. They were like $1 on eBay, $2. But then I started wearing them. Like, I'm gonna get some heat for this. Someone's gonna be pissed off. Like, what the fuck are you doing with the American flag on your feet, walking all over it?
Oh gosh.
So it's like, same thing. It's just like you're walking on your name all day.
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, sorry, we're distracted from some of the announcements here. I do like the. I was gonna say I saw that earlier today.
Shout out to Blake, shout out to the team over there. I love this because not only is it getting me in, I've gotten like, I really hadn't really watched too much of Dapp Central stuff, but he's getting me more because like, I feel like the DeFi aspect is one side that I've really been lacking on. So I feel like this has been good to kind of catch up on some of the things that's going on. And I haven't checked out late game crypto stuff yet, but I need to. It gets me like wondering, like, hey, whatever it does, does what it's supposed to do. Like I said, if I still go to YouTube sometimes, but like now I catch myself like, oh, let me go over here. Oh yeah, this video actually looks cool. And I've caught myself catching some of the stuff in Cornucopias. And it's really cool because the partner project stuff I think is really, really neat in the sense that I may have missed some announcements and stuff from the actual projects, but getting a chance to jump into like their pages, like we were talking about Dead Rabbits here, you can check out their new trailers and everything they've released. It's nice, all in like 1080p and stuff like that, 4K. It looks very well on their site. And even some of our videos too, like you can get the nice 1080p on our actual podcast, which is nice.
Well, it's cool
Let's
too.
keep it at 720, everyone. All right.
Yeah,
much more enjoyable. 720.
It's the free part of it too. Is like everyone, you could see all the same videos that essentially YouTube does have, yes, but the exclusive content you do have to pay to see. But if you just wanted to kind of test it out and get a feel for it, there is that free aspect to it as well.
Yes, I have the I have my account right now does have the $7.99 like premium version. So I am not. This isn't normal. This is if you just were to log in with nothing right now, it would not look like this.
Right.
And this does do shout out to Blake, obviously promoting the content creators inside the space. There's some amazing ones that are on here already. You got Atlantic, Blake, Block, Thor, Dat Central, ourselves, and Late Game Crypto.
I would like to renegotiate our contract. I realize that this part is in alphabetical order, but I still think.
I agree with that, Tom.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know if Blake's at tonight. Maybe it's space.
Message from G Heaven does say smash that like button, just don't smash my girl. So what G Heaven said.
That's
I read that wrong the first time. I did not. Yeah.
That's a good plug right there. That's a great way to plug that, right?
Well, he's asking not to plug. Watch out.
Oh, careful what you plug. Yeah. Over there. Man,
appreciate you, Curly. Yep, watching 720. I don't need to see TJ shaving next. You do not. So I'm glad I have the Logitech shitty camera. Thank you.
Oh, TJ, you rugging on my side?
And TJ just froze.
Yeah,
you froze right when you said that too for a second.
Yeah, TJ was just like pulling an old Tommy on everybody. What else was going on inside of space?
Thanks for joining us for sure.
Yeah,
Interesting. I've never. I think that's one of our first times hearing that. First time caller, long time listener.
Oh, I love that.
I like seeing that. Yeah, I love that.
Thanks for showing up over in chat. I love it. Those are fun. That does. Kiwi browser works. That's the only good thing for Android right there. Kiwi browser works every time for mobile except the MX.
There you go. Tom's tangent on why Apple sucks. There you go.
A lot of reason why. That's why it's better.
Hey,
no, you guys are boomers and need your group chat, even though no one uses iMessage.
I like the blue.
I don't like iMessage. I don't care about the blue. I'd rather much
crazy.
WhatsApp. WhatsApp's a billion times better. For Discord is just better.
What's that, dude?
If our group chat was all within Discord, imagine if you got to send your "we live baby" emoji like in our group chat, like on iMessage instead of the bullshit.
Imagine if we just use Discord to chat every day.
I do with other people. It's fantastic.
Tommy does. I hear about Tommy buying Spacebudz and other shit on Discord before he tells us now. I don't ever hear anything.
That's what I'm saying. So like in iMessage, nothing happens. That group chat's dead. It's boring. Nothing happens. Discord's definitely the way to go. And it's something I can access. Do you have a Mac, Tommy?
Not anymore. No.
That's what I'm saying. You can talk on your phone or on your computer on Discord. Unless you have, $4,000 crapple computer, you can't talk on iMessage on your computer.
I don't need, dude. You're talking a lot of stuff over there. But hey, just want to shout this accolade out over there. I was the first paid sub on Spark Lab right there. Just another.
You're the first one?
Just the first one. I snuck in because I had the little sneak attack code before it launched.
Oh.
I snuck in there and tested out the little pay feature. What else is everybody looking forward to right now coming up? I know we're talking about the bear and how big, but there are tons of projects minting. What was one of the other ones that's big ones that's minting this week? Is Prime Kings?
Is it minting this week?
Yeah, they're minting the 19th, 2 days from now. I don't. Here we go. I was listening to them in a space with the Derp team. And I was listening to it with Dave the other day.
I do like their project or the art they have.
Yeah, the art looks really good. I guess one of the team members was worked on Warcraft back in the day. April 19th, 150 ADA, so it's nothing too crazy on the mint price. That's respectable.
Yeah, 150 is not bad at all.
Yeah, the art looks dope. I think we've been saying this they've got a really cool community too. I haven't got immersed into the world yet to really be involved with it. Kind of wait to see how it goes. Personally, we'll see how it goes, and maybe we'll pull the trigger, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. That's a game time decision for me.
Is it? No, it is. So everything's open on the 19th, or is there a whitelist only, or something like that? How's that working?
That's a great question.
Because it says phase 1 supplies 3,500. So obviously there's going to be different phases to this.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Actually, never mind, because that's phase 2 is the other 3,500, because it says 7,000 exclusive membership PFPs coming soon to Cardano. That was in December,
That's
so
the
they're
part
doing
that gets me,
half.
though. That's the part that gets me.
What?
Is that they like are so out. We're just like, you know, at least they're being open about it. That's what you want. But when they start saying like, oh, we're minting 7,000 PFPs, it's like, I change my profile picture in a year and a half. I don't need a new profile picture.
Well, I think they're obviously getting people, they're taking it into account, like the market, right? Like obviously they're not just going to go, hey, we're going to drop a 7,000 collection right now, because we're probably, unless you obviously know like people, you feel confident that people will, you know, buy that out. It's good to pivot, like, and make a change if you need to, and recognize
it's
like
more just the PFP side is not what I'm interested in.
Oh yeah,
Prime Kings is a project, CB.
Yeah, Prime Kings over here. Sorry.
It's more just the PFP part, the PFP side.
So
not
there's
saying anything against the art or anything or the team, community, but just the longevity, I guess, more.
They're saying so in the Discord. It says that the basically is going to split into 3 phases, and 7,000 is the total supply. Phase 2 and 3 will be minted in the future once conditions are more favorable.
Their website's dope. I'm not gonna lie, I just went to it.
It's
really good. It's really good. Prime King goes the top one.
Oh, sorry. Let's check it out. Oh, damn, that was loud.
Yeah, I did the Prime paper.
Are you clicked on the Prime paper?
Yeah.
I reload it.
Refresh.
Because all this looks great. The marketing looks great and everything like that, but it's more like, where's the depth coming from? Where's the you know, further side next stage besides just we're gonna figure it out after we get the money. I'm sure they have ideas, and I'm sure they've mentioned things that they're going to do, but when they are kind of up in front about the PFP thing, that's just very 2021 to me.
So you're saying, Tom, probably not minting?
This one probably not. Specifically designed for PFP readability.
I think Tom's going to be first in line.
Tom's going to go
we
in there
were just talking about this, DJ, about, you know, these ones that just come out as just great art. And I like this white paper even. I like how it's presented. I like the work they've put in. But just, and it looks like they're having a good time with it too, which you can definitely feel from some of these projects because they go that extra step and really just enjoy being, just to, you know, enjoy being a part of it and having fun being creative probably with their team. But there's been so many too. That's a great point, CB. That's another problem I have too, where there's been some in my wallet that I'm going through now and selling for such low value, not just because the market's, you know, where it's at. Obviously projects have dropped quite a bit across the board, but ones that like I completely just missed that floor, that all-time high, and it's never going to get close to that again. Some of these projects have left and gone to other blockchains now, and it's just kind of like I can't stay in some of these discords every single day. You know, I have trouble in our own sometimes, a lot of the time. So when they have projects like that, and I got to really pay attention to figure out when that top spot is. And a lot of these projects, when they have that second push, is because of some sort of announcement, the next stage that we've all been waiting for. Ape Society's one of the top examples. See this happening.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about a lot of the ones that recently. That's where maybe like a Stag Alliance or even Order of the Kraken and stuff like that, where I didn't get into it because I didn't have time to like really dive into what it is that they have going on. And to me, like if I'm gonna buy into it, like I'm gonna want to either get immersed into what they're doing, or I'm buying it to make some money. And right now, you've seen with mints for the most part, like you're probably not like flipping it for right away. If anything, it's probably going to lose value once you buy it at this point, just because of the state of the market. So in this case, like same thing here, where you wish, I mean, obviously they're recognizing that 7,000 is probably not going to work in this market. The mint price has obviously been lower than some of the other mints that have come out recently. And they're telling you, hey, we're a PFP centered experience where art, community, and culture come together to thrive as a Web3 brand. So that's the kind of route they're going.
Look under the utility though. Engage holders with the Prime Kings lore, interactive storytelling. You know what I mean? Just to me, like stuff like that, that's just very 2021. And it's when we saw projects start going from PFP, like Jer said, you know, the community DAO, blah, blah, blah. That's similar. Like, you know, I wouldn't have been, if this came out in June of 2022, it would have been Metaverse. you know, or whatever it would have been, whatever the hot words are. They got all the bullet points in there, ecosystem, all that kind of things like that. But in the end, they're just making pictures to put on your Twitter.
I mean, if this came out in 2021, dude, this probably would have been like one of the most hyped projects.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And because not only, I mean, it does have great artwork and stuff like that. It looks nice. But building a web-centered like brand in this market right now, like it's going to take a lot to get, you know, to engage. And so that even if they do well or start slow, you know, that's going to take a little while to build that community. So even if you don't mint, there's obviously a, you know, hey, there's an entry point at potentially a later time. And I know CV said that for or the Kraken as well. Long haul, there would be lots of entry points, which I think is true with most of these projects right now. Or like, hey, I can get in at a later time, or hey, I can wait. Like, hey, I didn't buy an Ape Society because I really liked what they were doing at, even when they pumped up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16K. I waited and I got it in at 4 or less than 5. Like, nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's the other thing, Rob. That's where I think a lot of us that have now been here for the time that we have, like all these projects that are asking you to spend money and then sit on them. And it's like, I got a wallet full of that. And I'm still waiting on some of these guys here 2 years later. So then to continue just adding in more and more and more. And it's like, when are some of these going to start turning over? And with just the market the way it is too, I think it's discouraging a lot of times to feel defeated, where it's like, this is clearly going to be a little bit longer. So asking me to get into more projects, stretch out even more, and all these past ones are still kind of developing unless you were part of like Ape Society. But even, you know, we're seeing some of these projects that we've considered are blue chips, clays, where they're having the same effects or dropping, would you say they're now below 2000, TJ? That's crazy. I never thought we'd kind of see that again. And, you know, part of it is we're seeing ADA go up that little bit. So that definitely kind of helps balance it out with where it was before, where the actual US dollar value with where ADA's at. But it is, you know, still also there a concern there, you know, not necessarily specifically with clay, but just that no project's immune to it. So to kind of get involved with these new ones when they're not really bringing a lot of, you know, we talk about this week after week where we want to see more from projects. We want to hold them to a higher standard. Bring me and show me what you're going to bring to the table, what you're going to develop. Don't just be like, great story time. The fuck, man? Like, I've never seen a profile picture on Twitter and been like, damn, that's a kick-ass profile picture. I wonder what the backstory is to that profile picture. Let me see what the character is and what the world is that they came from. No, it's like, all right, if anything, it's like, I'll give them a follow. Sure, it's a cool profile. I like, or I recognize it. It's usually we see him in a space, you see him in Discord, and it's like, oh, damn, you have a different profile picture on Twitter. I've seen that one a fuck ton. I love it. And that's about as far as it goes. So this whole lore storytelling, unless they have the extra bit with it, unless they have the world and utility to go with it, like we have with the Yummi, like we have with some of these other projects, like we have with Raccoon Syndicate, where they can have the lore built into the actual game.
Yeah, it's got to, I mean, most of it, a lot of it, honestly, is just, it's financially motivated at the end of the day. Like those PFPs that people rock are cool because they're worth a lot of money and it's a flex and it's a status symbol, if anything. And that's why people are sought after them. And some people may not even really like them. But the fact that they're worth money over there, that's why people rock them. And that's just the reality of it. So even if you have really good artwork, you gotta back it up with something outside of that, and especially in the market.
I liked your what'd you have, Tommy? Not a D-God.
Kid Called Beast.
Kid Called Beast. Thank you. I liked yours, but if it was worth $15, did you like it enough to make it your profile picture for like 3 months?
Oh, probably not at all.
That's what I mean.
And then I also sold all my AKC.
That's what I'm saying, though. But you were able to like show it at that time. People would see that and be like, "Oh, fuck yeah, you got one of those. Those things are taking off right now. They're huge hype. Like we recognize that, and that's cool. It's a little show off. It's a little part of what's fun in this space sometimes is being able to show off, and in a way that's not like completely bragging because we're all kind of cheering for each other. So it's kind of like, oh, that's fucking awesome, man. Well done. It's cool to see that. It's cool to see successes, and then it gives you that little bit of copium or hope where you're like, oh, maybe that'll be me one day. Hope to get there, kind of thing. So,
and then I mean that's part of the reason too is where like it gets to a point where yes, that PFP is really cool, but I like the money that came with that too, and a little bit more than just having that as my profile picture. So when it got to a point of like, yeah, I think I should take a profit on it, I just like, yeah, I'm unbiased at this point. And a lot of that money got rolled back into a lot of the Cardano projects I had. So I know, looking back at it, I'm glad I did sell when I sold because the floor is back to like 0.6 ETH or something like that. So, one thing, did you guys see this today? And this is going to be the unfortunate reality with a lot of different projects as funds and stuff start to go out. Do you remember this project, Prosperia?
I did. I saw someone in our chat earlier say that they rugged
Yeah, it looks like all the funds from the wallet are gone, and now this says community has moved to starforge.cNFT. It's only got 38 followers, so it looks like they're
people are jumping on board. They're rushing over.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it looks like this just didn't work out for. I remember these minting way back when. Never got into it.
Is up with the spice tonight. I love it.
I mean, but that's the reality of a lot of this stuff. And I mean, you could say the same thing not only about Prosperia, but you could say the same thing, unfortunately, about the Space Otters too. Recently, same kind of things happening over there.
Oh, aren't you part of that lore over there?
All right, that's unfortunate. I'm getting part of the rug. The community though is trying to pick it back up, and we'll see what happens. Shout out to Ones. Ones is going to be on the team.
I just saw that actually. I was just reading that. Someone posted that.
We'll see what happens. But that's the reality of a lot of this stuff is that these founders and these projects that can't make it or don't have that mental like strength or the community back to really back them, you're going to start to see a lot more of this stuff start to happen, unfortunately. So it does make sure that they kind of do like a mental like check for you yourself. Like, hey, am I over invested in something, or should I even be holding on to this? Like you need to do like a bag check, I think, for a lot of people outside of it, unless you just don't care and you just wash it up as a loss. But it's unfortunate when you see stuff like this happen. But I think the majority of is where 99% or whatever figure we use all the time about NFTs are not going to be here. This is just getting started, I think. Stuff like this.
I think we might even see more projects start to do this. Not like necessarily just flat out rug. We just say, you know what? I don't know what else to do, guys. I mean, we did what we wanted to do. We minted out this project. We did like some staking and stuff, and now I just kind of don't know what to do. So peace out.
We can't move forward with the amount of funds we got, so we're just gonna go. Yep. And that brings back 100%. That brings back a whole other thing that I've seen with NFTs, and sometimes where it can get like that bearish like outlook on a lot of this stuff is like we used to say that like the ones that aren't on chain, things like that are just hosted on like IFPS like servers and stuff. These guys like, do you even own your NFT if you're on servers like that? If somebody's like, yeah, I'm done with this server, and the thing just disappears, and now that little picture inside your wallet you can't even like get access to the link anymore to see it, even though it's in your wallet. I mean, there's a whole bigger debate when it comes to some of these NFT things down the line here, and I think we're going to see a big narrative shift inside the space. That's why I think ordinals, a lot of people are big on them right now, is because of the on-chain aspect of that. And I know there's a lot of like goofy gophers are on-chain, meaning that they're not on a hosted somewhere like secondary server somewhere, or like if your metadata and the policies open for something there, the artist can just go and change your picture whenever they want because they have access to do that. Like, do you technically even own your NFT at that point?
Yes, I paid for it.
You paid for it, but they can do whatever they want with it.
I know.
How does that feel? Like it's kind of like when you really like take a step back. It
doesn't feel good, Tommy. Okay, it doesn't.
I know. I don't like it. That's the reality where like you'll start to see some of this activity of like when things start to get tough, where people are just like, yeah, dude, done, or like people are, like the minds start to kind of deteriorate a little bit inside the space.
Pixelseals on chain.
There you go, Pixelseals, yo.
Ooh, toe dipper, you got it. Pixelseals,
there it is for you. NFAFA. But yeah, I agree. I think we're starting to get into that part of the conversation of like, all right, we've experienced this cycle. It's been about 2 years now for NFTs, and we've seen the hype, we've seen the games, and seen the expectations. And I saw another post too where people were kind of like, I don't know if there will ever be another hype cycle for NFTs like the one we experienced. If anything, NFTs are going to have to evolve and really provide some like real world like use cases for people to really want to jump in and bring more people into them. And it's not, otherwise it's just going to be a lot of these little pump and dumps, meme coins and things that'll shoot up some value. And after that, who knows, unless some of these people deliver good products, good games, whatever it is. How do you guys feel about that kind of sentiment? Do you think that we will ever see a hype cycle kind of like what we did when it first got started? Like a run up?
I saw that post he brought up last night about was it Patrick Tobler posted about it. I do agree. I don't think we will see a run like that like we did in 2021 again, unfortunately. Hopefully there'll be a bit of a increase or a bull market for what we're going to call it, but I don't think it'll be as hyped as it was the very first time around. I don't
think we'll
I think people's attentions have changed with Polygon.
Yes.
Well, not even that. It's like you kind of know what to expect right now. Like, oh, a project does a reveal. Oh, okay. Well, I know they're probably gonna like pump up a little bit, and then they're just gonna dump on us or whatever it is. Like they know you start to see the patterns.
Or it could happen again, but the people that have been in the NFT space for a while will do well, and the new people coming in honestly won't. The new people that are getting hyped about it are trying to pump it and
do the new exit liquidity.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
exactly.
There will always be that aspect of this in this space. Like, and I think that's where a lot of people are like, we need to change the gambler's mentality of NFTs. And I don't know that you ever will. There will always be the layer one cryptocurrencies that are out there trying to solve real world problems. And you're always going to have the shit coins that are going to keep the degens and people out there. There's going to be something for everybody. And I think NFTs will fall into that category of where you'd look like a Goofy Gophers, where they're working with crypto mining, and the NFTs are your access into being part of those shared rewards, versus a brand new project that mints in, it pumps for a little bit, and then you just get rid of it and make a quick little buck off it.
I like this. Just takes new people, and new people don't see patterns.
Yep.
And I like Curly's advice. We'll teach them.
If anything, it's about the education though too. Like hopefully, like Tom, you what you said with Prime Kings, no shot, like no, like nothing harsh to them at all. But then like it's the harsh reality of the situation. Like that's kind of what we've seen in the space and what we kind of expect from it. And if they prove us wrong, then big shout out to them for what they're doing and the community that they're building. You wish them the best, but those are kind of the things that you see in a market like this, and where you need to talk about it because it's not fun. Pepe the poop coin is pumping. It is. And everybody's talking about Pepe right now.
But why wasn't it talked about before it pumps so we can
because that's the whole point. Is they're waiting for people to get their positions, and then they go ahead and they talk about it, and then they just dump all over. Oh, this thing's pumping. Let me buy into it. Oh, now, you are the exit liquidity on the way up.
Now I know how I kind of know like most of those shit coins that we call them kind of operate, as far as like unless you get the allocation of on the launch pad of most of these coins and then you sell right when it releases to the public, you don't make the most part like that much profit from them anymore. Like back in the day, now you have to be like involved and get the allocation before it drops.
Well, and that's the same thing with NFTs too. Like people are kind of catching on to the like that's where the casino phase won't last forever. Rosehead's kind of saying that as well. It's like people are catching on to how some of this stuff operates, and it's not going to be able to get as high of a return as you are back in the day. You could literally just mint out a project as long as it's sold out. You're probably going to at least 2 to 3x the floor, at least in the beginning, until people kind of came back down to reality. And nowadays, you're lucky with these mints to even sell out, let alone hold above the mint price. And that's the unfortunate reality. And that's why a lot of people I'd be super scared personally right now to be launching a project in this market without having spent the time to really know my audience, see who it is that you're really trying to grab a hold of, and feel confident that those people are willing to support the idea that you have. Like it would be scary for me as a founder right now to really put that up there, or at least make sure your expectations are in check. That's for sure.
I saw someone say today that it's going to be a DeFi summer again. What do you think about
that? I've seen a lot of people getting into the DeFi world right now, and I need to start that's what I'm saying. I need to go watch some of these videos and catch up on what the next movers are, because a lot of people I've seen have decided to get rid of the NFTs and have decided to go. Cardano's DeFi has yet to break out. It has really been explored yet. It hasn't happened. So I think there's tons of opportunity there. Was the one that I see a lot of people talking about.
What was the AADA, right?
AADA was one of the ones that I see a lot of people talking about.
I do see that a lot.
Do you guys? I don't know anything about it.
I don't even either. I don't remember who specifically, but they have genuinely been posting about this for at least 3 weeks. I've seen in my Twitter feed. Mm-hmm. And when ADA went to like 46 cents last week, they were like very excited about it with this included.
Mm-hmm. DeFi lending on Cardano over here with NFTs. And I know like the whole thing with Meld has been going on with like Cardano, like they're not being like open source, but now Meld's open source. Like Bison Coin's been going after a lot of people, but apparently everything's going open source now. Even Indigo just went open source. Hosky token went closed source. Over there. They were just kind of trolling. But this is one that I need to look into a little bit more, and definitely get more exposure to. Like CNFT was the one that I remember claiming some of this stuff from drip drops back in the day.
Do you still do drip drops every day?
Drip. I haven't done drip drops in like a year, to be honest with you. It's been a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, But yeah, there's a lot going on in the DeFi world that need to get involved with, but I have not. But
there's definitely that money to be made on that side, which
mm-hmm.
is always encouraging. Always get your interest a little bit more peaked. Like, all right, well, I can actually.
You're muted. You just cut out for like the last 10 seconds.
Beautiful. That's why I planned it.
Tom was like, hey.
But yeah, no, I mean, I remember those days in the space, actually getting to make some money and having that excitement and watching things go up and checking like obsessively on something. Whereas I still do that when we do mint projects, but a lot of times it's more disappointing these days where it's like initially it goes up like that quick jump and you're like, fuck yeah, this is about to take off. And then it's like, oh, we're below mint price.
Yep. Drip Drop's not even worth it right now. Costs more than tokens are worth for now.
True.
CTV, dude. What's CTV?
Are you CTV?
CTV? I like it. I want to see. When's the next episode? I saw you had a CB and J. You had the CB and Demosthenes.
No.
Yeah. And then he had who do you have on the other day? They did the tax episode. I haven't caught the full episode of that yet.
Joe was on that one too.
CB and J. Dude, we're getting close over here to the 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock timeline over here. And I think we'll stay true to our time. So this is a good time for anybody over here. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys like hanging out tonight, if you show up here every Monday night, or if this is the first time, make sure to jump down, hit that like button, and consider subscribing. We're here every Monday night from 9 p.m. Eastern to at least 11 p.m. Eastern. We also do a podcast. Launches every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern over on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and wherever you get your streaming platforms for podcasts. We think.
I like the little last bit you had there. Whatever streaming platform you get your podcast.
Wherever. There's some random ones that pop up on the.
Whatever. I
don't know what. And I've never even heard of them before.
The weirdest is when I go.
Or Streamlab. You can catch us on Streamlab.
The weirdest to me is when I go to try and find like graphics for our show, and I'll go and like search for the Mallard order. Or something. I'll pop into like Google Images, see if there's like maybe something a little different that we haven't really seen or used before, and then like within 4 results, it's just like our videos.
Oh, on Mallard order. Yeah, that's fun.
Or on anything. I mean, I was just doing one this past week for our last show. I forget what it was actually on. And like all the top ones were just us, like our picture. This not gonna work.
I've been going to the stock photos or whatever it is and just ripping through some of that stuff in backgrounds. Get some nice little down red charts over there. Just nice little filler backgrounds.
Have you guys been messing with the Chat GPT?
Yeah, a little bit. I know that, dude. There's like there's like crypto GPT now, and isn't Elon doing something crazy right now? He's
against AI.
Oh, he's building his own.
I know, but he said that we need to be careful with the AI because I guess that's what it is. He built his own then.
He wants to make one that actually understands or something like that. Something weird. I forget the name.
I've seen Terminator. I don't want.
That's what they're all trying to do. You know what I mean? They're all trying to make an actual artificial intelligence, like understand and feel emotion. Or you get iRobot.
Maybe.
You did meet Streamlab. SparkLab. You idiot did say Streamlab.
Did I say Streamlab? Damn it.
You did again.
I heard Thor mispronounce it the other day too, because we all just like say the same shit. It's so like a natural flow. SparkLab.
I didn't even catch it honestly until they just said it.
Who caught me? Oh yeah, good call over there, Curly. Way to call me out. Hey, SparkLab. May 1st.
Jumpman. Must be up
to something. Big shout out to everybody over here.
Hey, if you are still hanging out, we like you guys. You're the best.
Hey, you just gotta go out there and get 110%.
Gotta say, it's been a little bit tough too. We get together to plan these, and it's just like, got like 1 minute in the next 2 weeks, and talk about how bad the floors are doing on all the other projects. I guess.
Hey,
be a fun 2 hours.
but at the same time, it flies by because there are so many different things that people are building, and like that space kind of reignited. There are a bunch of people here that have not gone anywhere, and there's a lot of things to be excited about on Cardano. And it's not always doom and gloom, but it should definitely be an expectation, like reality check for you. If you are, I think a lot of us are all kind of learned our lesson, at least with this market. And you can't just jump into everything and anything and hold on to it forever, because it's not a very good position to be in. So if anything, take a break, enjoy life, touch grass, get out there, support founders, creators, projects that are building, and make sure to go say hi to your neighbor.
Hi.
Hey, you know what we should do?
It's Rogers.
Oh, that could be Mr. Rogers. I think we're going to go ahead and kill it there, guys. Again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. This has been another F35 Live. We will see you guys live on the podcast, but not really live. We'll see you guys at 9 a.m. Eastern Friday. Peace.